Welcome to the Cherry Picker, the horror movie podcast where we like to kill people, but not really. I'm your host, Zach Cherry. With me is,
Tim McKay from Tim McKay Beauty.
and today we are talking about Friday the 13th part VII, The New Blood, released
The
May
New Bloods.
13th, 1988. And we're a little late here because we got held up. Obviously, Friday the 13th has passed. So this was supposed to be out last week, but because of some sound difficulties on my end, that kind of stalled us. And then we were supposed to do this last night, and you
hmm
you were caught in a
A
blizzard.
blizzard, a
Yeah.
blizzard. I was in Minneapolis for work, and I was like, my flight was delayed probably 18 times. Like it was like
Oh,
email because
Jesus.
they would rebook you automatically. So then it was like rebooked. Actually, it's canceled. Rebooked. Sorry, it's canceled. And so by the time I was on my way back, I was like in the like where the luggage is stored, basically.
Yeah.
But I was just happy to get back.
Yeah. The Minneapolis. What do you know?
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
Great
Mm,
place, really nice people, but God, did that like it came out of nowhere. It was like beautiful when I got
hmm
there on last Friday, and then on Sunday it was blizzard.
hmm
So happy to be back in the Big Apple.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I watched this not this past weekend, but the weekend before, and I was gonna watch it again for a refresher, and I didn't. So hopefully, my memory retains for this movie. But I wanted to ask you because, like, I know that you're more of a Nightmare on Elm Street fan. At least part four is your
Mm-hmm.
favorite
Yes,
of like
and
of that franchise or of all time, like every movie ever.
oh no, of definitely it was my first one. First of all, it was like my first like really big horror movie, Nightmare on Elm Street 4. So
Right, that's what it was.
it traumatized me. Remember I had an inhaler.
Yeah.
Um and And surprisingly, I actually wrote this down because I found that very interesting that you mentioned that. Um, it came out the same year as this movie. Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and Friday the 13th Part 7 came out the same year.
Yeah, and Halloween 4. The big three were butting heads for at least 88 and 89.
Well, I'm surprised though because this movie was known for being like completely like constantly being cut down from the MPAA. Like it was like the whole movie
hmm
and originally I was watching it I'm like why is this whole thing like you don't see anything and then you know you watch some behind the scenes you learn that every time that they would send it back the MPAA would be like oh cut this out now cut this out. But how come a movie like Nightmare on Elm Street 4 which came out just a few months later was like super gross. Like that movie
Yeah.
had the bug. I think of specifically when the bug scene when she is stuck to the sticky mat and she's like rips her face off and like she's a bug underneath. Remember that scene?
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
mean,
way
who's
more
to
gore.
say um and this one probably would have come out first because I believe that
Yeah.
the nightmares were more, towards the autumn time release. But I mean, it could have a lot to do with like it's Paramount, and Paramount was like it didn't really have a lot of respect for these movies. They probably still don't. But it was a situation where it could have been that. It could have been like director
Mm.
was it Carl Buechler? John
Oh
Carl
yeah.
Buechler.
So John Carl
Yeah.
Bucher.
I think
Yeah.
Edward always said that it was pronounced Beekler.
Oh.
But I mean, it could have been a case where, like, you hear stories about like how Wes Craven like contended with the MPAA, and he had to get like very strategic with the things that he would do in order to like get things like by them. And maybe it was just a case of like like probably Paramount in the studio, because I know a lot of it was like came down to like one of the producers on the movie that
Mm.
wanted everything just like cut out of it.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably her. I forgot her name, and I don't need to look it up because whatever.
Well, I think it's funny
You
that
can,
this is the first
yeah,
and only movie that is directed by special effects makeup artist. Like that's what
yeah,
John Buechler or
yeah.
that's what he's known for. And I noticed that right away. I was like, why does Jason look so cool? Like I'll admit I haven't seen all the Jason movies. I definitely haven't seen six. So I have questions for you actually about the start of this movie. But
Yeah.
but the makeup effects were awesome, especially in the one shot when Jason stands up from the lake and you see his back and you see his whole like spine and everything. I was like, this is sick.
Hmm.
Come to find out, it's a special effects makeup artist who's directing, and I think that's like so awesome. But it's unfortunate that he wasn't able to put his talents to good use. Like he even
Yeah.
admitted that they filmed everything. They filmed full detail of every death, and then they had to keep cutting it, and then
And
you don't
and
say
it
anything.
it doesn't exist anymore. Like all of like
Yeah.
the film negatives and all that have been lost or whatever.
Hmm.
But yeah, John Carl Buechler was also responsible for the Halloween 6 mask.
Mm.
So that and in my opinion, that was like a huge improvement because like we had 4 and 5, and then he made that. And I know people like don't love that one. I still think it's like way creepier than, most of the ones that we see in the franchise. And when H2O came around, he had made another mold of that same mask, and you see it once in the movie. It's in the opening scene when, like, with all the stuff with Marion in the house,
Hmm.
and Joseph
Yep.
Gordon-Levitt and all that. But then of course they had the K and B mask and the Stan Winston mask and that whole debacle, and then the CGI mask. So the best mask, which is the one that John Carl Buechler did, is the one that is the least used. And the reason that the
Oh.
studio opted not to use it is because they were, obviously separating the continuity between 6 and 7. It was like
Hmm.
just connected to the first two movies, and they were afraid that if it was a similar looking mask, that people would be confused. So,
Are the masks that different though? Like, are they that noticeably like to someone that's maybe not a huge Halloween fan? Like, if I was
yeah.
just like a casual observer, do you think that? Because it's been a while, I admit that since
Hmm.
I've seen it, so I can't remember off the top of my head
Like if
I know,
you
like I
you're talking
of
about the
course
the
know,
six mask.
yeah, because I know in
Yeah.
H2O that one's very obvious that the mask looks different throughout like the whole entire movie.
Yeah.
But like for 6, I'm trying to think, was it more different? Was it very different from
I mean, it had
previous?
more. It was more similar to what it was originally. It had
Mm,
like a clumpier look to it, but
okay.
it was more akin to the Captain Kirk mask, which is ironic because 4 is the same mask. They just like didn't like craft it properly when they put it
Yes.
together. And then 5 was a head mold of Greg Nicotero. So, and then like put on I'm forgetting his name. The stunt guy who played Michael Myers in 5. He was also the fisherman, and I will always know what you did last summer. Sorry, I'll always know what you did last summer. Damn it.
Oh, that
Someone
great one.
someone will remind me of the guy's name. But yeah,
Someone will always know.
Friday the 13th, part 7. Okay, thank you, Amethyst. Amethyst always knows. It's Don Shanks. Yes, Greg Nicotero's head molded Michael Myers mask on Don Shanks' head. Um, Produced that silly looking thing that we see in Halloween 5. But anyway, yeah, the I think that the part 7 Jason is probably the best design. This is also the first time that Kane Hodder played
Mm.
Jason, and he went on to play Jason in 8 and 9 and 10. Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. So he is the most reoccurring actor to play Jason. And I mean, like a lot of people consider him to be the definitive Jason or to their favorite Jason. But there's
He's the fan
also
favorite, I think, right?
I think he's the fan favorite, but there are people who like vehemently are like, fuck that guy and like this person's better. I think like some fans don't like that he's because he's like it's a very physical performance where he like breathes, and I guess people don't like that. It's just like he's a corpse. He's not supposed to be
Mm.
doing these things that are so animated. But I think that like he certainly was one of the most committed to the role for such a like a long time, and that's not to take away from the other actors because I'm sure everybody who played Jason like committed. I know that Derek Mears in the remake really stepped up to the plate for that. But yeah, I think that saying call like considering Kane Hodder to be the fan favorite is probably a
Hmm.
very accurate description.
Yeah, and I think he was brought on because of John the director. I think
Hmm.
he chose him. So I think that's really cool that even though John didn't go on to direct more movies,
Hmm.
Kane was able to stay. And
Yeah.
I think Kane was actually even bummed that he wasn't able to do Freddy versus Jason. I think that I
That
remember.
that was like a huge bone of contention for a lot of people. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that the studio wanted someone bigger, because I
Hmm.
don't think they didn't think that Kane Hodder was big enough. So they actually got I can't remember anyone's name. Ken Kirzinger, Canadian actor who's actually in Jason Takes Manhattan. He's the short order cook in the diner scene that gets thrown against the glass. So a little bit of irony there, but yeah, he ended up playing him in that movie. And Freddy versus Jason, it's not really a Friday the 13th movie. It's not even really a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, but there's more reverence for the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise within it. So, there's a lot of decisions there. But this one, I like part seven, I feel is very polarizing. People either love it or hate it. And
I enjoyed it.
yeah,
In my notes I wrote that it's a great 80s date night movie. I feel like it is like a just such a easy popcorn movie. You don't have to think anything about it. Like you don't have to think much
yeah,
into it. There is a little bit of storyline, so it's not just random teens getting killed off. Like I like that Tina has
yeah,
a little bit of a backstory. It's silly, it's goofy, but it's camp, if you will. No, but
yeah.
it's like it's I could just imagine in the 80s like on a Friday night like going to see this movie. Like and it has like cheesy like scares and lots of sex and I don't know. I could just it was such a quintessential 80s horror date night I could see.
Yeah. No, that's fair. And I think that like the something that I like about the Friday the 13th franchise, at least like where it started, is that it didn't try to be anything else other than what it was. Like the first five movies especially, it just sort of like it stuck to the routine. I really appreciated that. I just like, it's just like you go see something and it just like committed to what it was doing. And I guess starting with six is where it's like, okay, now things are gonna get gimmicky. Because it's like, with six, you've got like the more of like the meta aspect and like resurrecting Jason. Seven, the telekinesis. Eight, they go to Manhattan, and then from that point on, it's like goes to hell, goes to space, whatever it is. So I've always much preferred the first half of the franchise to the back half. But this one, there's something I think like after six, because a lot of people love six, and if you've watched the episode where we covered this, or Edward and me covered this, it's we don't like that movie very much. I think it's way lower down for me
Hmm.
because of the meta aspects of it. So I do kind of appreciate this one for at least like going back to the basics in a sense, even though we have this Carrie storyline in it.
Yeah, we have Tina, who's her powers are kind of endless. Like she can kind of do like a little bit of everything. She's
Yeah.
telekinetic. She has visions, but she can also bring people back from the dead. If they're monsters that live in a lake, you
Yeah.
know.
Or just
So
slimy dead fathers that,
yeah, who
yeah, yeah.
abusers of all kinds, really. Like
Yeah,
she can bring
yeah.
back murderers or just like abusive husbands.
Murderer.
And oh, and I love the acting of the 80s. I don't know if it was just like there's just something so earnest the way they were talking. I was like, "I'm sorry, Tina. I'm sorry, baby. Come back here." And she's like, "Go away." But like even the mom, like she's just like, "Oh, come on, Tina, hurry." It was almost like a transatlantic accent. I was like, "Why are
Yeah.
they talking these old school? No, Tina, no, listen." And it was cute. I really liked it.
My favorite line delivery is the Melissa, the bitchy girl, when she introduces herself
Oh,
to Tina. I don't know what she's saying. Like she's introducing herself, but she's sort of like combined her entire line into one word. So she's like, "Hi, Melissa." Where rather than like, "Hi, I'm Melissa," and it's just like, "Okay, bitch, like just go brag about your pearls now." But
oh my God, no, her
I
pearls. I actually. thought that was hilarious that she's like, I'm
Mhm.
like, what a weird brag. Like to be like, my daddy gave me pearls for my birthday and he says I'm the best girl in all the world. Like what a weird brag. Like
It's
who talks about that?
she's it's like Angelica from the Rugrats, but just like grown up.
My daddy says. Like, okay. Let's
Yeah.
brag about what your dad
Yeah.
thinks.
The thing that's so funny about this cast of characters is that it's such a motley crew of friends. Like none of these people would be friends in real life. Like everyone is their
No.
own sort of like trope.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got like the rich girl, you've got the nerdy girl, you've got the stoner girl, you've got the stoner
Eddie,
boy.
who's like the weird kid, like weird guy.
He's
Eddie.
like the screenwriter who's has some sort of neurodivergency. Um the black couple who like
Yes.
we just like talk about them because there's like this whole storyline that feels like it's missing from the movie because
Yes.
they're not present like in any of like the earlier stuff, but then they just show up the next day and it's just like, whoa, where did they come from? But apparently there's like they've had an argument or something because she's pissed off at him. And throughout the movie, there's this whole thing where like, are we gonna make up now? And like, where was the fight?
Yeah, no, it's so
Mhm.
true. Like, I think even when he was like, didn't he ask her for coffee or breakfast or something like that? And she like
Yeah.
turns around and she's like, oh. Apparently he was gay and apparently he was hooking up with
Yeah.
someone else on the set, like while they were
Well,
making this movie.
that's why she was mad. Well, the whole cast, well, not the whole cast, but like I think predominantly there are a lot of gay actors in this. So he was one of them. The male lead, uh,
Nick?
Kevin Nick Kevin Spiritus. I think he has a different name, or he's credited as a different name. He is the mom. Is a lesbian. I forget who
Oh,
else. Yeah.
yeah, I could see that. I
Yeah.
love the mom in this. I was like, I said justice for the mom, for Amanda.
Yeah.
She was just so funny. Tina! Like, Tina! Yelling into the wind, Tina!
Yeah.
Losing her mind.
Yeah. No,
So great.
absolutely. So wait, first of all, what were your questions about?
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well, I guess that'll just be jumping right into the movie then, because it's like the opening scene that I have questions
well,
about.
should I do the housekeeping first then?
I guess we should do, yeah,
Hmm.
but I'll just remember, let's just remember
Let's just remember.
questions about the opening scene, but that'll just, we can get into it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, thank you for choosing the cherry picker. If you've been here for a while or if you're brand new and you want to give back a little bit more, you can head over to my Patreon at patreon.com/ZachCherry, ZACKCHERRY. Links will be in the descriptions and things like that too, if you're having a hard time writing all that out. But if you are subscribed at the Freddy Krueger tier, you will get to join us every week, or at least 4 times a month, as we do these live streams, which are then uploaded as our podcast episodes. You will also get to nominate and vote upon the topic or the movie that you would like us to cover at the end of the month. So we're a little turned around here because we missed a week, but there's still 4 episodes this month. So I will be making that poll ASAP
Mm-hmm.
and people will be able to start voting on that. But anyway, so you have control over what we talk about. You get to be here with us live and yak at us. You can also join me for monthly reviews that I do. Actually, I'm a little behind on that. I gotta get watching Resident Evil, the first one, and then also if you are a Ghostface supporter, there's monthly FaceTime calls with me. And also just shout outs that happen every week. So I would like to shout out some of my supporters right now, and I will start with the Michael Myers tier. So thank you very much to Kyle Beard, Sam Levy, Eli Hamouche, Shane Ellingham, Tim McKay,
Woo!
Horror Slut 95, Austin Hall, Final Girl Gemma, Billy's
Mother.
mother, Cara Day, Michael Boswell, Defcon, ML Hughes. And then I would also like to thank, and I'm a little behind here because I'm trying to open up the tab and it's not open. So I'm just going to stall for time while I get the Ghostface supporters, which are, there we go. Eric Champney, Daniel Saturn, Stephanie Starbright, Baby Ghoul, Garrison Nichols, Craig Lynn, Josh Burrow, and then I don't see him on here, but we also got Brian James, and he's in the chat right now. So thank you to all of y'all. Thank you to everyone supporting. Uh, but with that
Woo!
said, oh, I'm all blurry now too. Uh, what is the premise of this movie?
Well, in this new chapter, we follow a teenage girl named Tina who returns to Crystal Lake years after childhood trauma. She is left with telekinetic abilities that she struggles to control. When an emotional outburst accidentally awakens the seemingly unstoppable killer Jason Voorhees from the bottom of the lake, a new wave of terror begins as a group of teens nearby become his latest targets. As Jason's rampage escalates, Tina realizes her strange abilities might be the only force capable of standing up to him in Friday the 13th, Part 7, The New Bloods.
Very good. So,
Bloods.
blood,
I just can't.
blood.
It's always like reminds me of Harry Potter. Bloods, my
Mhm.
bloods. Okay, so my question to start all this with is because we start off in the movie, we obviously have a flashback to the previous movies, like these movies like to do, and
Yeah,
so I didn't see six. So this movie starts out and it's right on Tina's house on the lake, and that's where Jason we see is under the
yeah.
water at the bottom of the lake. So in six, do we see Tina's house? Is Tina's house there? Maybe it's not Tina's
No.
house, but is it a house? No.
No, they literally just like they'll build sets and houses as needed. I mean, by part eight, there's like I guess a canal that goes from Crystal Lake to the Atlantic Ocean. So there's like Crystal Lake just sort of like gets bigger every movie. Like there's new things that are discovered about it. But
Because he's not decomposed yet in the beginning. We see him at the bottom of the lake,
mhm,
tied to the chained to the rock, and he
yeah,
looks normal. And then it cuts to 10 years later when Tina's an adult, and we see he's all
yeah.
decomposed. So I'm thinking that 10 years previous, when she's a little girl, that must have been pretty close to the events, excuse me, of
Hmm.
um of the sixth movie. So I was like, but I'm not surprised that
Yeah.
they have nothing to do with each other.
What's interesting about this franchise is that the timeline is like way in the future from where it appears wherever we are at each movie. Because the first movie, like all the events proper, I believe there's debate, like some say like it's 79, some say it's 80, just because of like when the 13th falls. On like I think it was like the June.
Mm.
But then two jumps ahead 5 years later, even though two came out a year later. And then two, three, and four all take place like in the same week. And then I don't remember what the time jump is between four and five or five and six. But then yeah, there's this huge time jump in like from six to seven. So technically we're probably in like 19 like late 90s here. So even though everyone is like very
Mm.
80s, we're
Very
actually
80s.
yeah, it's the 90s. There, like I know you did last summer just came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's the all the craze at this point. So yeah, very much turned around. But Jason is it's kind of like the everything you see is just like he's at the bottom of the lake and he's just sort of rotting there. And then I guess I mean that actually does bring up a very good question. Like is it specifically 10 years? Because I guess the drowning of the father could have happened before the events of six.
Oh, good question, actually. And
Yeah.
then well, no, because it happened. We see Jason at the bottom of the lake, and the camera goes up, and we see Tina's house, and then that whole fight happens, and then Tina kills her father, and
Yeah.
So see, so when I first watched this, so I've seen this movie actually three times because I watched it twice, 2 weeks
Mhm.
ago, and then I watched it today also,
Oh, you just
because I
love
could
it. Yeah.
just to me, I just love it. No, but I couldn't. I want to make sure I didn't forget too much, and yeah, that's when he's like, Tina, I'm sorry, honey. Come on, baby, Tina. And then I love it that she's like, go away, hate you. And then when it shows her powers, when she uses her powers, the camera just cuts to her face, and she's like,
Yeah.
just like dun, like dead stare, like
Pouting.
she,
Yeah.
almost like she knows that she's about to like use her magic somehow. Like she's just like dead staring ahead.
Yeah.
Um,
That actress is also in Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw 3. Playing like
oh,
the young Sawyer daughter or whatever the family's called in that movie. I think that it's Sawyer and all of like the non-remake things. And as I said to Eddie, I think the last time we covered anything Texas Chainsaw, I always because like the tagline for that movie is the Saw is family, and I just like read that as like that's how they would say it. Like the Saw is family
the Saw is family.
because the soy is, but the saw is. But yeah, she's the little girl, and
That's
man,
cool.
I'm just fucking bringing up all these dad jokes here and embarrassing myself. But that you're right. That is a very noticeable thing where she's crying in one shot, and then she's like laser focused, like
Dun, I
Jean
know laser
Grey.
post,
Yeah,
and I thought Jason maybe was gonna come up and kill the dad. Um,
yeah.
but no, that actually had nothing to do with it. And somehow she moved the whole thing. The dad falls in and dies, and we cut to yeah, 10 years
And
later.
he falls in and dies, but nobody ever like goes to collect his
No,
body out of
the
this
mom
like
just
yeah
watches. The mom
yeah
is just like, no, and just like lets her husband drown
yeah.
violently in the lake
Yeah.
below.
Yeah. Yeah. And
And
they
she just
just
sits
leave the
there.
body there for 10 years. Like nobody came to try to like it's like Crystal Lake is like thousands of meters deep. We don't go down
Yeah.
there.
No,
Hmm.
that's so true. And honestly, not to skip to the end, but that was the biggest in a twist of all twists. Like her dad coming back at the very end of the movie, jumping
Yeah.
out and taking down Jason. I was like, that is what I maybe expected the least
Well,
from this
that was
movie.
like another thing that was shot so many times because like when he comes up, it's like it's embarrassing because it's just he's just got like slime on him, but he doesn't look like a decomposed anything. He just looks like a normal dude who's jumping up
Hmm.
from the water. And I guess there was one where he like they ended up cutting it where he just sort of like floats up and he sort of like smiles at her and it's
No.
like almost like yeah, we're good.
Ew, winks at her.
May as well.
No, ew,
Yeah.
as he slaps her mother around.
Come
No,
on,
but
baby. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I love their voices in this movie. It's something about the
Mhm.
80s that's just like this, like it's almost whispery. It's like this, like, oh, come on, Tina, honey, babe. Like I just I love it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and Tina just wishes death upon him because he just slaps her mom around too much. And my gym teacher in fifth grade had the same haircut as that mom. So that haircut, I've seen that
Um,
mullet. I've seen that mullet
like
before.
like a female or a male gym
Yeah,
teacher?
my female gym teacher in fifth
Okay.
grade, so this must have been like the late 90s,
Yeah.
when this movie is supposed to take place, had the same haircut. So maybe it was.
Yeah, I've definitely seen, you know, I don't know if that was like teachers or faculty members or just like adults that
Yeah,
had that
it wasn't
style. I
in
mean,
style. It wasn't in style, but
yeah,
it was a style.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that there are still people who have that style. Like if you're like someone like Lisa Rinna, who just like you find your hairstyle and you just keep it for life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Throw
never change it. You got wigs, it's just like you can do the Moira Rose thing and just have all your personalities. But
Yeah,
like yeah.
but throw update to
Yeah.
the wind. Just keep it the same.
Yeah, I want to. Okay, so I want to play this fun game, and this is gonna carry out through the entire episode, as if we can remember, if I can remember. But I have this sorting app. I want to figure out the ranking for everyone who's here in the chat of just sort of like what the average Friday the 13th franchise ranking is.
Hmm.
So I'll put like an individual poll for each one because it gives me two options. So right now it's asking me to choose between A New Beginning and Jason Lives. So I'm going to go ahead and start a poll and then I will select whichever one gets the most votes. And then we'll go on. And at the end, we'll figure out what the ranking is for the entire franchise. So
A new
very
beginning is. Part
fun.
five or part four?
It's part five.
Part five. Okay, and then
Yeah.
Jason Lives is part six.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes,
New Bloods,
exactly.
and then Manhattan.
The New Blood.
I love Jason X. That one I saw on TV.
Oh
I think it was on the
wow.
Sci-Fi Channel when I was like a little kid. I loved that movie, and like that's
Mm.
definitely a nostalgia movie for me. All I remember is the dry ice or the what is that called? That like that scene. What is that called?
Oh,
It that
the fucking
nitrogen,
yeah, the
nitrogen. Yes,
liquid
that
nitrogen. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that scene. I that's the only part I remember from it. But I was like, this is so cool.
I used to love that movie, and now like I watched it, I'm just like, oh God, this is just so cheap and
Oh
tacky.
yeah,
And like
oh yeah,
I
shoestring budget.
yeah, unfortunately. But it is, and that was a movie that was shelved for so long too, because it I guess was like produced and like shot and everything in the like 1999, and then it took
Hmm.
like 2 or 3 years to come out.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. I think I always saw it at like those Walmart bins. You know, those like, do you have, well, I don't know if you even have
Right.
Walmart
No, we've got Walmart
uh,
Canada.
Walmart Canada.
Yeah.
In those like cheap movie bins. But yeah, I remember always seeing it there.
Hmm.
Um,
The Dr. Cruz is played by Terry Kaiser,
hmm.
who is also known as Bernie in Weekend at
Yes,
Bernie's. Yeah.
famously, he did that right after this movie. I think that was like
Hmm.
probably the next project he worked on.
Yeah, and they did two of those movies, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, abs! I
Where
remember watch. Did you ever watch those as a kid? I remember seeing
I
those with my dad. That was such a dad movie.
It's such a
I
dad movie. It's
I
like
love it.
because I remember my stepdad uh had me watch it, and this was like I was probably like 12 or 13 or something. I'd only seen it once. But
Hmm.
yeah, it is a very fun movie, and there's a sequel, and he's like, did you get to the part where he comes back to life yet? And I'm like, no. And he's like, I'm
Does
just
he?
no, he
Oh
doesn't.
no! I was like,
He was
no.
fucking with me,
I think
jerk.
that there's a whole scene where
No.
this woman has sex with his dead body, and it's so you don't see
What?
it.
I don't
You
even
don't.
remember that.
She
Yeah.
like she's all angry. It's like his girlfriend. She goes upstairs, and then like she comes down, and she's like she just like had sex with him, and everyone's like, "Oh, it was all good up there," and she's like, "Yeah, better than ever." Um, and
Yeah.
yeah, he was
All
dead.
right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll for that one
Yes.
and
How did
put
that
the
do?
yeah, well, it's it looks like New Beginning is I weirdly enough because people love Jason Lives, but yeah, I'll put that in. So, anyway, who which of the archetypes or stereotypes really? I don't know what to call these people, but like which of the friend group would you be, do you
Would
think?
I be?
Yeah, who is your
Um,
like which if you were like on a this weekend getaway, like what are you doing? Which person at this party, or you could be Tina or whomever, like what's the situation?
realistically, I don't know. Realistically, I'd probably be like Nick, not because of like, I mean, I think he's super hot, but I feel like because he's like not really friends with them. Like
Hmm.
he's there because he's friends with his friend Michael. He's not into like the big loud group. Like he's kind of, and that's kind of like me. I'm a little bit more into like just more quiet, a little more
Yeah.
introverted, and so and he doesn't like the bitch Melissa. Um, so I don't know. I'm like maybe I relate to him a little bit because I do love the character of Melissa, but I'm like I'm not like her at all. She's nasty for no reason. So like
I love that you're
unnecessarily mean.
I love that you're like, well, I fancy myself to be really hot, so I think that I'm Nick.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I'm definitely Melissa, but no. But or Nick. No, I just think Nick is I don't think I'm as hot as Nick, but I
yeah.
just think that he's a good guy. I think he's a chill guy. So I like Nick. How about you?
Hmm. Who's the girl who's like taking off her clothes and running into the lake?
Oh God, I
No,
can't stand her.
I'm just
Sandra.
Sandra. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not her. But it's just like Russell, party
She
of two, right this way.
oh my God, please. Like she was just so annoying. She the
Yeah,
same thing in the back of the van too. She was like, I forgot what she said, but yeah, she's like, "What do you need a written invitation?" Um,
yeah.
worst character in the whole movie.
Hmm. Who would I be? Probably the little touch up work my ass. Um, hmm. Maybe actually Tina.
UV Tina just traumatized. She
Yeah.
kind of freaked me
Tina
out in this
with
movie.
my like behavioral issues and all that shit and
I love when like she just drops a bomb on Nick. Like they're hanging out in the woods and he's just like, yeah, so tell me about yourself. And she's like, well, my dad died here in the woods. Like what?
yeah.
Like it just completely drops and then she walks away. She
Yeah.
turns and walks away.
Well,
I'm like, okay, what a
he's
dramatic bitch. Like
well,
what a bitch.
he's telling like his backstory, and he's like, I forget what he said, but he's like, and now I'm in night school.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
"Hey, I got in with the wrong crowd, and so I didn't do so good. And now I'm in night school. Haha. What about you?" She's like, "Well, my
yeah.
dad died here in the woods." I was like, "Okay." Uh,
While Melissa is like crouched behind a tree and just spying on them.
yeah, they do the
Mhm.
POV shot, so you're like, "Oh, is it supposed to be Jason?" Even though I don't know why
Yeah.
Jason would be hiding.
Well,
Um,
Jason hasn't even been resurrected at that point, I don't think, right?
oh, I have no
Or did
idea.
he? I don't
I
remember.
watched it
Yeah.
3 times, so it's kind of like jumbling together now. I don't know when
Yeah.
he wasn't alive at this point. Well, he starts off with the random couples.
Yeah.
He starts off with the two random couples first.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. He's not even around.
There's so many random couples in this
Well,
movie.
so the first couple is birthday boy Michael and Jean, his girlfriend with the curly hair, and then it shows a completely random couple in the woods that we have no idea who they are.
The one who's like, "Come on, you big hunk of a man, like come and get it."
Yes,
Like
that and
the sleeping bag. Yeah.
her voice too, a classic '80s whispery, like almost transatlantic voice. Like she was, what did she
Yeah.
say? What was the line again? She was like, "Come on, you big man!" Like exactly, like it's gonna
Yeah.
get cold tonight. Get some firewood. Um, but
I
yeah,
always think of the when you do that in part four, the girl, I forget her name. She's the one that like gets killed on the raft, but she's like, "Come on, Sarah." And Edward always used to like make fun of her little voice. "Come on, Sarah. It's not that bad."
it's very 80s and like
Yeah.
actually in the movie The Substance when they're doing the auditions and
Yeah.
she does the audition as what's her name? Eve? Sue.
So,
Um
yeah.
there's a girl that auditions before her and she's like, "Oh, I just hope I got the part." I was like, "Oh my God, that's such an 80s voice." I was like it
Yeah.
was something about it and granted they're all dressed kind of 80s. Anyways, um
Hmm.
but yeah, so uh Melissa, yeah, no, she's crazy and and
All those
Dr.
people are
Cruz is
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Dr. Cruz is hilarious. He threatens Tina throughout this entire movie. I feel like this whole movie is one big threat. You want to go back to the hospital? Every
Yeah.
second. Like as soon as they arrive, they just got there and he's screaming at her in
Yeah.
the face about you can do it. You're lying to me. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you
You're
just got
lying, you
there.
little
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, literally,
He's
you're lying.
Yeah,
You
I love when
just the mom is right next door
she uses the TV to like throw at his head.
to hurl at him. Yep, she loses
Yeah,
it, and her
yeah.
telekinetic powers just go like rampant.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, I mean, this is like exploitation, and like I guess like he's wants to like get the video footage, and I'd imagine like send it to some sort of like documentary channel and film some
he
sort of shit or
was
something. Yeah,
he was like the Tyra Banks of his time. He really just wanted to like, get this girl here and drive her wild. Like just like
yeah.
completely target all of her traumas and like just make her go ballistic in the middle of the woods.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that was his
Tina, I
goal.
have here a photograph of the patient who is going to be sent home today.
Yeah, literally, I have one photo in my hand. No, but
Yeah.
the whole movie, he's threatening her, like, "You want to go back to the hospital?" And then, like, the mom even, like, the first thing when Tina wakes up from her dream and they're in the car, and she's like, "You don't want to go back to the hospital, Tina." I'm like, what is everyone like? Poor Tina is being threatened
Yeah.
left and right about this damn hospital.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder what that hospital was. They did tests on her.
maybe it was the one
Uh,
from Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Maybe. What's that place called again?
Oh, I don't know. Amethyst, what is it?
Well, Amethyst is it's letting me know that Samantha is the come on Sarah girl. Dr. Cruz also
Uh,
uses the mom as a shield to save himself. It's
I
Well,
know.
let's just jump ahead to that for a second because yes, Brian, but it's just like he's not using her as a shield so much as like a decoy, I guess, because like they could have just kept running, but just like because he fell down and then or she did, I don't remember who did, but then he grabbed her and was just like holding her in place.
You
So
have to
Jason just,
sacrifice
yeah,
yourself for me.
yeah, just keep moving. He actually was putting himself in danger by doing that. But
No, he goes on
yeah,
like Dr. Cruz just like randomly goes on these mysterious walks alone in the woods in this
yeah.
movie.
This spike thing that we keep seeing, and there's like
Yes,
multiples of them, and I'm so confused about this.
that spike is a
Yeah,
character all on its own in this movie. I don't I don't understand what the spike is. Like that's the first weapon we see Jason use. He kills Michael with the spike, he kills Jane with the spike.
yeah.
And then pins her against the tree with it and like that very shaky like
Right.
that
Yeah.
shot. And then
Right.
he gets the machete from the random couple.
The randos and the firewood
Yes.
couple.
Yeah, and
Um,
that death reminded me so much of the Friday the 13th remake, when he puts the girl in the suitcase in the sleeping bag and hangs her above the fire.
well, no, because they did the sleeping bag in Jason X as well. So it
Oh,
was
did
like a
they?
callback. This is the
I don't
first time
remember
they
that.
they they did it. Well, it was in the hologram at the end. So
Oh
they're just like
yeah, it was like of
send
the
him back
that's
like
right.
Crystal Lake circa
Yes.
1980. And they're like, you want to smoke some pot? Yeah, and have premarital sex. We love premarital sex.
Oh my God, the
Yeah.
hologram.
The
I remember the
hologram,
hologram now.
the
Yes.
holodeck, yeah. The
Um,
holoback girl. Weston Hills is the facility that the characters were in Dream Warriors. By the way, I put the next poll in the chat, which was Jason Takes Manhattan versus Jason Goes to Hell. So
hmm.
I'll end that in a minute and we'll put in the next thing. Um, but yeah. So how many Friday the 13th movies have you seen?
I've seen one, two, three, four, and
Mm,
then Manhattan and X, and
yeah.
then the remake.
One thing that's interesting about this movie is that the opening is there's sort of like this narration. The voice of the narrator is it the name of the actor Walt Groening, who is the actor who played Crazy Ralph in one and two.
Like the gas station guy? Was he a gas station guy?
He wasn't, no,
Um,
he was just like the town
a crazy
drunk.
guy. Okay, in my
Yeah,
mind, I'm like, is he a
the
gas
guy
station
that
guy? Oh no,
he was
oh
like
I
on
think
the
you're of Wrong Turn.
bicycle. He had like the
Yes,
vest
the Death
and
Curse.
the hat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
hmm
got a death curse.
I get him and the guy from Wrong Turn like confused. Remember
Really?
the old man, and obviously know that those are two completely
Yeah.
different movies, but I feel like they're a similar character where it's like
The one
just an
who's
old
like, you
creepy
get
guy.
you getting smart with me, boy,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you're the one that's gonna need to take
Take
care.
care. Ew, this like
Yeah.
dribble with a dribble on his lip.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love that. I love the teens in this movie, the group of unlikable teens. Um, I think that they're pretty funny. There's like the one
Yeah.
girl that like has to have like a teen witch moment and like give herself a makeover upstairs. She's like, I've had it. I'm sick of being the loser of this
And
group.
she never gets to show anyone
No one
her,
sees it.
yeah, no one sees it.
No one sees
How
it.
do you think they would have responded to it?
They would have been like, wow. And then of course, like whatever guy she had a crush on. Wait, is that what her storyline is? Is that she came camping with her friend with the bangs and they
Yeah.
both like the same guy. And so like she has a crush on the guy and then the girl with the bangs is like, well, I'm gonna go after him. We said we're gonna have fun on this trip, right? Didn't we say we're gonna have fun?
Yeah.
And she like, goes after him. I'm like, what a
Well,
bitch.
because
Like, I'm
he's
like,
like, that guy's like, his whole personality is just, rolling joints and getting high. And
oh, maybe that is me then.
maybe that is you. But
Um,
Maddie is all like, did you see the way that Eddie just looked at me? And the other girl whose name I forget is just like, get real. Like he wasn't looking at you. You need a little bit of touch-up work. And she
I
sort of like she
know.
like almost like just like swooshes back and she's like, how dare you?
Full
Me?
offense. Full
Touch-up work?
offense.
Yeah.
But I love that she takes it so personally that she
Yeah.
sits alone in the room and like looks at herself in the mirror and then like the first thing she grabs and it's just funny as a makeup artist like it's just funny that the first thing that she grabs is mascara. Like
Yeah.
whose is that? And then she puts on her little white high heels. I loved it. She has a little
Yeah.
chase scene in her heels. Um
There you go.
and
Yeah.
that was a fun part of the movie. That and so actually I do remember this scene. So I don't remember ever watching this movie, but I remember seeing the white heels and I remember her running and going under the wall in her chase scene when she
Yeah.
climbs underneath it. I do remember seeing that. I don't know if I saw it on TV, but I remember that scene
Yeah.
for sure.
Jason Takes Manhattan was won that poll. So
Oh,
we got the
nice.
next one in, which is The New Blood versus Part Three. Part Three. Let's see. He's narrating from the grave, character-wise. I mean, it didn't. The thing is, like, it didn't sound like Crazy Ralph. It just sounded the like he was just doing a new voice. So I don't think it was the same
It
character.
sounded like a regular voice, like just a normal, like maybe he wasn't putting on a character. Maybe he was just
I
being
mean, he was just doing
himself.
like a narration kind of like a very serious like I don't even remember what he's just like Jason's out there blah, 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 all that
Yes.
stuff.
You need a formal invitation? Russell party for two. You know, it was freezing when they filmed this movie. So like I will give her credit as annoying as she was.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold when they
Hmm.
filmed it. I think it was like
Yeah.
January.
Ooh, yeah. And she's just like butt ass naked.
Butt naked. And I guess they were doing
Yeah.
a lot of cocaine on the set too. So I feel like she must have been like coked out because she was constantly like,
Mhm.
like she thought she was the funniest person on set.
Yeah.
Um,
And Russell, the preppy kid. Um, and that's the thing, because like his death is sort of like, does he get like a machete like swung up into his chin?
is he the one
I
that like
don't,
we keep seeing when he's like with the crack in his face? Is he the one that we
it
keep?
must be. But he's
Because
the
we
one whose like uncle owns the place.
okay. Yeah, everyone plays a little bit of a part in this. Like, I like that they're all there for Michael's birthday, and they're all like, "You know, Michael." Like, even though we
Yeah.
like, he's such a non-character in this movie, but I love like
Hmm.
the way the friends talk about him, like he's this like big character. Like, come on, you know Michael the way he is. Like, he's probably
Hmm.
like I don't know what to
Michael's
say about him,
always
but
late. Yeah.
I know he's oh,
I love that there are a couple named Michael and Jane. And even though this predates Melrose Place, like it just like I hear that and I'm just like, oh, it's the Mancinis.
oh my God. Wait,
Yeah.
it's funny that you just mentioned that. You just reminded me. In Melrose Place, do they use oh wait. Nope, never mind. That's 90210. The same high school as Buffy.
Right.
Because
Yeah, it is it's the same high school. But I
not
was gonna
Melrose
say
Place.
on Melrose Place, the
Hmm.
and it's not connected to this episode, but the actress who plays Rennie, who's the final girl in part eight, she was in a very early season one episode where she played Billy's girlfriend for like 2 days. Like just like when he was driving the cab and he like picked her up. And she's like, "Oh, can I sit in the front seat? Because like I think I'm into you." And then he just brought her home, and Allison was all pissed off because it's just like you just met this girl and you've already moved her into our apartment. And the relationship like fizzled out just as quickly as it started. But I
Hmm.
always enjoy seeing the Friday Final girls pop up in things. By the way, R.I.P. to Lar Park Lincoln, who's
Yeah.
yeah, and that was like last year, I believe.
I didn't
It
know
was
that until
recently.
yeah, I saw her name somewhere with 2025 next to it. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. Like apparently she was like pretty hard to like pretty icy on set. Like I heard that she
Hmm.
was not the nicest to get along with on set. And she definitely had like no chemistry with the guy Nick. But maybe that's just because he was gay. No.
Hmm.
But um
Well, he fell into a bad crowd.
yeah, he fell into a
And
bad
now he's
crowd
at
when he was
night
young.
school. Yeah. But well, there was like rumors that they didn't get along. Which I think were like substantiated by the actors themselves, but they ended up reconnecting years later and went on to become like really good friends.
I always wonder
So,
like
yeah,
why. Like on a movie you're only together for such a limited amount of time that I always wonder what it is when people don't like each other. Like is it like a behavioral thing? Like it must be like a work ethic thing maybe?
yeah.
I
Well,
don't
you've
know.
had like, coworkers in the past, I'm sure, that you're just like, can't stand this fucking person.
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially in that environment, but yeah.
Yeah. Eric, I know someone who was her acting student. He adored her, said she was lovely.
Oh, that's great. Maybe it was just a bunch, it
Lovely.
was probably just a bunch of coked out kids on a movie set in the middle of the cold winter
Yeah.
having to perform these like
Well, I
scenes
mean,
acting like
like
it's summer.
Yeah, like when you're in your 20s and just like it's like you're in your 20s and you're on a movie set that's like lasting like several weeks or a month. You can't have that like allow that to define your personality or like who you are as a professional for
Yeah.
your entire career.
No, that's
So,
true. And she
yeah.
did apparently go all out with this role. Like the actress, she like was researching people that really have visions and like how they handle it and how they react so she wouldn't like overdo it and so she could actually get some of their mannerisms down. I was like, wow, she really went all out for
Hmm.
this role.
Yeah.
Um
I wonder like
but
how much the inspiration like Carrie inspired and if she like watched Sissy Spacek and gleaned
maybe
anything from that.
she was saying in her interview that like the director really helped her a lot. Like she knew that a lot of the effects were done in post, or that she wasn't sure like what exactly would be happening. So he was like really helpful and really kind about directing her, like how big to play it and how small to play or how sharp to
Mm,
play it. That's interesting.
yeah,
Um,
that's fun. I mean, it's like the whole impetus of this movie is just sort of like it's a blending of like it's like what would happen if you put Carrie up against Jason and this is the result. And I feel like the answer is Carrie would just whoop his ass so easily. Like it's not even a
yeah.
challenge for her.
Well, she kills him like so many times in this movie. She kills him
Yeah.
in a puddle with electricity,
That's the first, yeah.
and then hangs him, and uh, and then what else?
Well, he gets
Well,
he gets burned
yes,
as a
burned. Oh, that
furnace.
whole yes,
Um,
Kane Hodder on fire for like over 40 seconds, which apparently was a huge deal at the time.
Yeah. And
Um,
then Daddy Dearest pulls him under the water.
that's
So
right.
yeah,
For
he
the
does.
big final death at the end, which is just so funny because it's like, did you bring your dad back to life, Tina? Like just long enough for him to do this, and then like that's it. Like I don't know.
Hmm.
It's just so funny. And
Yeah.
she brings Jason back to life. And was she trying to bring her dad back to life? Isn't that how she? I mean, I've seen it 3 times now, so I feel like I
I
should
think
remember this. But I think
I
she
seem
ran
to
out to the
recall
lake
she's
and she
just
was like,
like,
"Daddy," and she was like looking at the lake all upset, and then that's what
yeah.
brings Jason back to
But
life.
she's like, I wish I could take it back. But like this, how does he come back? I don't remember because there's just so many resurrections. And I watched this like a week and a half ago, but I already forget.
At
Because
the
like
end,
at the end of Jason Lives, he's just sort of like his eyes open. He's just shown to be like he's literally like tethered to the floor of the lake. So I think it was just like his chains broke free and he was able to like come up for air.
oh yeah. I mean, did the chain?
Yeah.
He wears the chain for a lot of the movie,
Yeah, he's
so
got
I
the
don't think he
chain on.
actually takes it off.
It's an accessory.
It wasn't a
Um,
very tight chain, if you noticed,
no,
but
he could have just,
the
he was
whole
like an
time
ascot.
it was.
It's a fashion statement. By the way, part seven beat part three, and now I've got to pull for Freddy
Oh,
versus Jason X.
okay. I
We're
think
gonna get
Freddy
to the
versus
bottom of
Jason.
this.
We're gonna find out the truth.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would agree with that too, just on a production budget
Yeah,
standpoint. But yeah.
I think it's a pretty fun movie too.
Hmm. I mean, I have my qualms with that one, but we've covered that episode. Go check it out after this one.
Hmm.
Do you have a favorite kill in the movie? I mean, even though they're all so
So,
so like cut up and
sanitized.
yeah.
So sanitized. I think, yeah, I think they were all supposed to be so much more in depth. Like I know the girl
Hmm.
who has the bangs who's thrown through the window. I know she was supposed to have like a really intense death before. I forget what happens to her. Like he cuts her open and then he throws her through the window or something.
Oh,
Because it happened so quickly in the movie.
yeah.
But apparently it's supposed to be a lot more gory. I think my favorite death is um probably the nerdy girl, Maddie. That just because she has a little bit of a chase scene. I love it. I'm a sucker for a chase
Yeah.
scene.
And you
So
love
I love
the
that.
heels.
I love
Yeah.
the heels. I think it's silly that she's like, let me go look for this guy outside. Like she gets all dolled up and then she's like, let me go look outside. That's my very first place.
Yeah.
And she's going through the woods and she's like, my earring. Like she drops her earring and she's my earring. And then she finds it and she's like, oh,
Yeah.
like so it almost feels like they had nothing to do. So they're like, let's like really stall for time right now with like
I,
looking for this
I
earring.
think they reshot her kill too. Like there was some other instance that happened with her. It wasn't as it played out there.
Oh.
Because it was like, yeah, it was like she's almost like she's like Russell is not Russell. Eddie, is that you? Like, she thought she was like
Hmm.
following him.
Yeah.
Um, I might go for, I mean, even though it's like we don't see it happen. I mean, we see it from behind, but just Melissa's with the axe in the face because I just love the hubris
Oh,
of
yes.
the kind of like you're all crazy or whatever she says, and
Hmm.
then it's just like don't go back there, like you idiot, and she's just like defiantly opens the door, and there's Jason, and she's just sort of like stunned, not doing anything,
Yeah.
axe in the face, and then he just like grabs her and throws her over the TV,
Like
which
she's a
I
rag
yeah
doll with like
yeah
this big, like her stunt double, like this big wig. Um, but I also thought it was just funny because it reminded me of in the movie X with the scene where Jenna Ortega and she was like, "I hate you people, I hate you all," and she like, runs out and she gets like shot right away. That's exactly what it reminded me of, like how she's like, "I'm going back to bed. Want to come?" And she's like, "I'm leaving," and screaming, and she gets killed at the door. So
yeah
very
yeah.
similar how that worked
Those
out.
are always fun kills, I think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because you just know
There's
it's going to happen. You're like someone can't storm off like that with a huge like gusto and then not get killed.
yeah. The I guess that like it's very confusing, but Eddie, I'm assuming it's Eddie because like he just sort of gets like a machete, Eddie machete,
Eddie
when he's
Machete.
like, at the refrigerator. But then is that his head later? Because it's like she finds the head up in the bedroom and right before she's thrown through the window,
Oh
and
yeah,
then the head is like in the plant, the pot, later on when Tina lifts it up and throws it at Jason. So it's just like that, like he's just sort of like Jason's going around being like, where can I put this head next? Who am I going to
yeah, right.
startle with this head now?
Well, I think it's funny that Jason also like he loves to put some bodies on display. He loves to have some that will like pop out and dangle and like do this cool effect. But then he'll
Yeah,
also hide some. Like it's like he put the guy that I forgot what's her name, Melissa was trying to hook up with, that she put like the fake straitjacket on, and
right.
then she's like pretending to hook up with him, and then she like she leaves him.
Maybe
She gets
his
she
name
get
is Eddie. Now
I
I'm
know I get all the
confused.
guys confused. There's a David, a Michael, an Eddie, a Ben, like all the most like generic.
Raphael,
Well, if hey, at least
Donatello.
we would remember those names. That's what we
Yeah.
need.
I mean, horror movies need more variety. Like we are talking about it with Scream 7, is that like her husband's name is Mark, and then there's another character named Marco. So it's just like, okay, well, we need a little bit of
That's so
differentiation here.
true.
And then like especially in that franchise, because there's so many people who have like like there's two Marks now, there's two
Hmm.
Maureen's. There's probably more I'm forgetting. I'm like, there's
Of
so many.
course, and
They use
there's
so many names, and then I
they use the
forget.
same three names over and over again. No,
They do recycle last names a lot though, because there's a lot of like Evans and Coopers and uh
Prescott's and
well, there's the Prescott family. Here I am, and they're like, it's just last names they use a lot, and here's two examples, and I have nothing else.
nothing else.
Nothing
But
else.
I
Yeah.
know what you mean there. Oh, but not to bring up continue on with Scream, but they also said that in the interview. Kevin was like, he said something about how naming the daughter Tatum, how like he was like, yeah, I thought that was weird. You know, a lot of people think that's weird because like that's a girl that got her head crushed in a garage. I'm like, no one thought that. I would never think that. Like I don't know. I would definitely always think that it's like because it's her best friend's name, not because it's like some girl that got crushed in a garage. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would never put that first over being Sydney's best friend. Anyways,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that movie, at least Tatum's a cool name. Hey.
Tatum.
Mhm.
Tate. Tater tot.
Live
Hmm.
in Casey's neighbors, Mackenzie. Oh yeah, the Mackenzies.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Well,
Yeah.
like Liv doesn't count. Here we're just like moving over to Scream. It's still on our minds because the new movie just came out almost 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and
Hmm.
we could just keep talking about that movie.
There's so
Um,
much more to say. By the way, I forget what it was the last round. Oh, Freddy versus Jason won. So now it is final chapter versus 2009
hmm.
for the poll. Just trying to keep the listeners abreast. And I guess that's the thing. It's just like I can put a poll in the chat, but it
Hmm.
somehow doesn't. show up on the screen here because we've got like the feed on the
Yeah, I
screen.
can't
So
see it.
yeah,
I
it's
can't.
yeah, they need to fix that feature because like I'd love to see the poll. I
I
want
thought you were
everyone to
just
see the
making
poll.
the whole poll thing up. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Um, I can't see it.
Um, yeah, this I think that like for the new blood, because at one time or the other, like my ranking of the franchise shifts so much. And there was a time where this one was very high up for me, but when I watched it last weekend, it I don't know, I was just kind of bored of it. Like there's a lot of just like running around, like back and forth through the woods, and
I
it
don't think it
gets a
was as
little
boring as I don't think it's as boring as the older ones. I don't know. I know you like the
oh
older ones, but I
the
find those kind of boring.
the old ones have they're a vibe though. And I feel like it's missing like it's something that kind of goes away after the final chapter. Like it's there kind of in part five, but part five is like very ridiculous and silly.
Hmm.
Um, and I think it has a lot to do with the music. And this is still Harry Manfredini at this point. But there's something like I hate the score to this one because it's not anything reminiscent of what it was originally. It's just sort of like boom, 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 boom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just
There's
it's
there's lots of chasing in this movie. You're absolutely right, because that's what I'm thinking about with the score. I'm thinking about like for the Dr. Cruz getting chased through the woods, which was so silly.
mhm.
Uh
But it's
and
not the
then
kind
yeah.
of it's not like the fun like Helen Shivers chase
Oh,
scenes.
that's
It's
perfect music. Sorry.
it's the well, not even like the music, it's just like the chase in general, but like
Hmm.
I always go back to I don't know why I like enjoy shitting on the remake to Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I don't think it's a bad movie, but just the oh, is do you not like that one?
Oh, wait,
Oh, you made like
which one?
a like kind of
No, I just coughed really hard.
oh,
Yeah. No, but I
Gesundheit.
like that movie. I actually like that
Yeah.
movie. I mean, the whole movie is a big like chase scene, pretty much.
But no, that's the thing. It's just like there's so many like instances of Jessica Biel running from one venue to the next, and it just gets so
Yeah.
tiresome. And then it's
It's
just
like
like it's
Strangers Chapter 2, kind of. Like
you
that
know
kind
what? I
of like
haven't seen it yet.
ah, well,
Maybe
you're
we'll
missing
cover
out.
it.
No.
Yeah.
No. I don't know if anyone will watch it.
Hmm.
Because those movies.
We could do like a two and three combined and just
Oh, there
call
you
it one fell
go.
swoop. Yeah. Because from
Or even like a
what I hear
well,
is just like like all three of them are basically one movie that has been stretched out into
stretched
yeah.
paper thin and like wild choices are made. Like wild CGI animal choices. Have you heard about
Yeah.
the animal scene?
No.
There's an animal scene. There's a whole scene where an animal like is involved, and it's very strange. It's CGI and it's very strange.
Hmm.
Um,
Interesting.
but as far as this movie goes, yeah, I think it's fun that there's magic powers in here. I know it's very different for a Friday the 13th type of movie, but I like it. I like the mom in this movie a lot. She was like my MVP.
Yeah. What's the character's name? Is it just like Tina's mom?
Amanda. It's
Amanda.
Amanda. She was just like the whole she cares so much about helping her daughter.
Oh my
And like
God.
she
Michael, Jane, Amanda. I'm just seeing what other Melrose Place names are turning up in here. Sorry, totally off topic.
you and your Melrose Place.
I'm obsessed. I would love if
I
they
still have to check it
made,
out.
I would love if they made like a horror movie version of it and just sort of like a horror movie remake as like a movie rather than a TV show and just like all the same characters and there's just sort of
Oh,
like it's a slasher that's like set place in this apartment complex.
I was gonna say, wouldn't that be like Valentine? No, but no, you're right.
Well, I would love that then, yeah.
Um, Melrose Place. Yeah, I have to check it out. I've never seen it.
Hmm. All right, so the final chapter won the last poll. Now it is going to be part one versus part two.
That's the final poll. All right.
No, it's not the final
Oh,
poll. Like, no, it's just like the whole app. It's just like you pit one against the other, and then it like collects that data, and then it like goes and asks you another pairing, and then after it
hmm.
collects everything at the end, it shows you what your sorting was. So it'll like give us
Gotcha. Okay.
our audience average.
I see. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
chat, I see a little spot where you like commented. It says the cherry picker, but I don't see
It's
anything
yeah, it
on
says
it.
that it's commented, but it doesn't show the
Yeah.
poll, which is like, come on. Ecamm is the app that I'm using. Get your shit together.
Would you say that this movie is your favorite look for Jason? Like the way he looks in this movie? Or is there another
I
movie that you
mean,
think you
I
prefer?
I mean, yeah, I liked all of the Jason. I mean, not all of them, but there's some that I really love. This is one that's certainly up there, I think, in terms of like the mask. But I've always been kind of drawn to the part two, sort
Hmm.
of like this the Sackhead one. I don't know, it's creepier.
The sack head always reminds me of Resident Evil 4.
Yes,
The
it
sack head with a
does.
chainsaw. Yeah.
Right.
It always reminds me of that.
hmm Yeah. Was that in the remake as well? Because I remember it in the
Hmm.
original, but
Yeah.
they had them all sacked out. And then, speaking of, the strangers took that look afterwards.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, duh.
But
Yes, they did.
yeah, I mean, like, this is like, I think this is the most creative looking because there's so much detail to it.
Well, he
The,
wanted to make it look like all the injuries that Jason's ever gotten have been like accumulated into
yeah,
how he looks now, which is
yeah,
really smart.
that's actually a really good point. So I think that maybe that, like, this is like the best look for Jason. I really like the look of him in part eight, until
Mhm.
he like takes off the mask at the end. Then it just
And do you
looks
see
like
his face? I don't remember. Does he
yeah,
look?
it's all like decomposed and it's like this weird Muppety looking thing.
Yeah. And
But
then doesn't he become a kid again? Doesn't he like turn into a little kid again at the end?
well, you're spoiling it. I mean, we're gonna cover it eventually.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
Well,
I'm
sorry.
kidding. If no one has seen any of these movies at this point, like what are you doing?
Then that is
Yeah.
wild, and
hmm
go watch it.
Yeah.
Um,
My Amethyst, my favorite Friday the 13th killer look is Betsy Palmer in her linebacker sweater and hairy knuckles. Yeah,
because
that's
then
a
they have
good
like a
one.
man playing her
It
sometimes.
was like uh at the end, like after the decapitation, I believe it was Tom Savini's assistant who's kind of like, oh, like what a world. And you just see like the hairy knuckles. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, she really had to like wear a lot of layers to just sort of like pack on that that heft to her because they Betsy Palmer is just like, very small
Is she? Oh,
and
they
like well
packed
she
it on
was
her
like
good.
yeah, so it's just like they needed to make it believable that she was lugging all these bodies and killing everyone and you know being like very good at it too.
I wonder if it was like you guys on the podcast in the past talking about how she needed a job. Like that's why she did the movie. She just like needed a job, or she needed a new car or something like
Yes,
that. So
she
she like
needed
did the
the
movie for the
yeah,
car.
she
That's
needed
so
the new car,
funny.
and then
I love
she
that.
got it, and then there's the sequel. Apparently, and I don't know how much truth there is to this, but like her role in the sequel, because she's just sort of she was separated from everything. Like they filmed all her stuff in a studio or like a booth or whatever, and then like it was superimposed over Amy Seal. But apparently, all that stuff was done by Wes Craven as like a second unit. So if that's true,
Really?
then like Wes Craven directed Betsy Palmer in that. He's just like, that's a good boy, Jason. Come to mommy.
Yes.
Mhm.
But that
Uh,
also goes back to like Scream 2 in the bathroom.
yes.
Th- Right?
Yeah.
A
Do you
little
think
bit.
that that's Mrs. Loomis or Mickey in there?
I always thought it was Mickey.
Yeah, that's, I mean, she's out
Because
waiting in the
it
car.
because it even sounds like Mickey to me,
Yeah.
even though it might not have been the actor doing that, but I don't know, it sounded like Mickey to me.
hmm I mean, she's paying this dude to do all this stuff, you know? She's not going to do it herself.
She's not gonna get caught. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
surprised she even got in the van into the like. I thought that's a huge risk getting in the van in Scream 2, because that's like an
hmm
active work van. So,
Yeah. Yeah, part two won that poll, FYI. But
hmm
how do you feel about like this Crystal Lake show coming out? Because they just released images of it, I believe, on Friday the 13th.
I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I've never been a huge Friday the 13th like die hard, so I'm not like holding on to anything. Like I would be a lot more like concerned if it was I Know You Did Last Summer, which
Mm,
they tried to do, and that was a disaster TV show.
we know, yeah.
That was a horrible TV show. Um, so I think this one though, because it'll be a period piece. I love a period piece. I love
Oh, is it?
well, I would assume so, like
Yeah. I
because
haven't
it's
looked into too many details, so.
I would assume it's like going to take place in the 60s, right? Or the 50s, whenever he died.
Did he die in the
Or
50s?
40s,
No.
right?
Wait,
Or
was he born? He
50s.
was
Wait,
57.
this
This
was
was
in
in Scream
Scream
7.
7.
Yeah, yeah.
This is literally the opening of Scream 7.
Yeah.
Um, it's like trick question. He actually didn't die. Um, he didn't
Yeah.
drown.
Um, no, because yeah, it would be 56 is when he drowned. So yeah, I guess you're right. It's the 50s, which will be interesting. Uh, what's going on? Craig, and sometimes it is just the mood the MPAA is in. LOL. Eli Roth has said that he submitted Hostel and expected all of these cutes cuts, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
to be
Hmm.
made, but they passed it. He said they all must have been laid uh, the night before that. Interesting. That you just have to catch them on a good day. But did you, I mean, at
Yeah.
this point, like the to get around the MPAA, and this is what Terrifier 3 did, as well as this Iron Lung movie that came out, is that they just self-distribute. Distribute.
Oh.
Distribute. And
Hmm.
in that case, just because there is no uh, major studio doing it, they like the MPAA has no claim on it, so you can just submit it as unrated. And in fact, like any film, like even if it's a studio film, they can just submit it as unrated. The problem is that you can't promote like you can't like advertise that. So
Yeah.
the like that's how like Terrifier 3 and Iron Lung got around that because it's just they're self-distributing, so it's all about like your like online presence and like what you're kind of like directly marketing it to the fan base. And that's why those movies
Yeah.
did so well because you're just hitting 100% of your target algorithmically.
Well,
So
especially nowadays, if something is NC-17 or unrated, it's kind of like, ooh, it's gonna be really good. Whereas back then, it was so hard to see a movie. Like, you had to go to a theater, you had to like there was so much out of people's control. So I feel like
yeah,
you really were at the hands of the MPAA. It's kind of like they decide
yeah,
if anyone's gonna see your movie or not, if they just
yeah.
rate it too high,
I
you
feel
know.
like I mean I was more cognizant of movie ratings and stuff like that when I was under 18 because it was like, okay, what am I going to be able to like just like
Mm-hmm.
openly waltz into, and then what are the movies that I'm going to have to like discreetly sneak in and like sit in the
Yeah.
back and all that. And it's like I'd like to say that the MPAA is more lax now. I think that there's violence does not seem to be the issue, is what I would assume. I think that it's mostly just like anything sexual. They don't like that.
Hmm.
Like I think that it has a lot to do with
You're saying nowadays, like more nowadays?
yeah, I mean I think it always has been, but like in the late 80s, that's certainly when studios were like really coming down hard on violence and gore. But I think that like more parents are are kind of like more trepidatious of anything that's like sexualizing because they don't want to expose their children to that.
Yeah.
Whereas like violence is just sort of like, yeah, that's okay. And it's just like, like there's, religious groups that are probably more like all of it is off the table. But I think for most parents,
Hmm.
from like my experience of just like hearing things, is that anything to do with sex, they don't want their children to see.
Yeah, even like I remember growing up as a kid, like whenever I'd watch a movie with my parents, like pretty much I would only cover my eyes if there was a sex scene or like look away if there's a sex. That's when it was the most uncomfortable. Yeah,
Gross.
then you're like, "Oh my God,
Yeah.
I hate this." But like when it's like a scary scene, like, you kind of like
Yeah.
you can peek, you can kind of whatever.
Well, what is like in terms of sex here in this movie? Because we don't, I guess like the couple in the van. What
Yeah,
are their
the
names?
first couple of this Sandro, the one that talks like this.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot
Um
about that. Because he's like,
yeah,
why, if this is my uncle's cabin, why are we in the van or whatever? And I forget
yeah.
her response to it, but
She and she has another wild response that I've written down somewhere and I won't be able to find it, but like
yeah,
um but yeah, she's just like like she thinks she is so funny in this movie and I can't
yeah.
she freaks me out the most.
It's almost like
Um
Linda in Halloween. She's like, "Can I get your ghost, Bob?"
yeah,
Yeah,
like who
yeah.
I love that the direction is probably like, you think you are so funny. Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but
yeah, so
we
they
got
have
them.
sex, and then the Bangs girl, Bangs and
Right.
Eddie. If it, oh no,
And
not Eddie, whoever she has sex with.
he's all like hunter-gatherer needs to, and he's like doing this like caveman talk. He's like hunter-gatherer is going to find sustenance or
Oh
yeah,
yes.
and she's all
Oh,
like into it. Yeah.
I got so grossed out because I have really sensitive, like I can't like walking around barefoot, and he steps in something that's like, is it blood or something? And it's
Oh,
like cold and wet. I don't know, and it like freaks me out.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I forgot how he dies. The
Well,
guy in the
he gets
kitchen.
the yeah, he's crouched down in front of the fridge. He stands
Yeah,
up, turns around, and then just gets the
really
machete.
quick. Yeah,
Yeah. And then
they're
I
all
guess he
pretty.
gets decapitated off screen, and he's the head that's just sort of like
Well,
moved around
Ben,
all over the place.
I wish we could have seen Ben's death. Ben is, he was in the van, the second van scene, the sex scene,
Yeah.
the black couple.
Yeah.
I can't remember the
You
girl's
should have
name. I'm
just
trying to
started
think.
with that.
I can't
Yeah.
remember what
Her
her name is
name
though.
is
Ben and something.
because I
She gets
remember I
she gets
rem
something in her eye, but he gets his head crushed.
she gets the little party thingamajig in her eye. But
Yes.
I don't remember her name, but I remember that like there's like a whole kind of like pile of bodies that are just sort of like strung up in the woods somewhere. And
Uh-huh.
Tina stumbles upon them and she sees the girl and she says she's like, "Oh my God," like and I'm thinking like, did they ever meet? Did they actually have like an interaction
Did they
where
ever
she
get to
would
know each
know
other?
yeah.
That's so
Ben and
true.
Kate. Thank you, Amethyst.
Oh,
Yeah.
such generic name. Like they
Yeah.
are not Ben and Kate. The furthest thing from a Ben and a Kate.
Ben,
But
Kate, yeah.
but he gets his head crushed, and I wish they could have shown that
Yeah, like a
because they
peanut.
filmed
It just
it. They
yeah.
filmed it. We just didn't see it.
You start to see the beginning of it and then
You know.
it's taken away. But yeah, that would have been a good one.
How about the
Absolutely.
flailing of Amanda? Like in the vision that she has when she sees her mom, she's like Tina's trying to drive away and she sees the vision of her mom being stabbed by Jason and like the mom's arms are flailing. Like she's like
Yeah.
bent backwards. And I thought that was so funny. I was like, what a goofy way
Well, what I thought
to show this.
was funny, by the way, Jason Lives won the last poll. What I thought was funny is that she's like escaping with the car and like immediately just crashes it into the woods. It's like this is not
Right.
productive at all.
Because the director said we have to get rid of this car. Let's just have her crash it immediately.
Yeah. Shit, I think I fucked up already. It wasn't supposed to. Oh no, it was Jason Lives. Um, Next is Jason Lives versus Jason Takes Manhattan. I'm like,
Manhattan.
I was like, oh my God, I fucked up this whole thing. We've just been wasting all this time and I have to start over. But no, we're good.
Oh, good.
Jason Takes Manhattan. But yeah, it's the all of the stuff with the mom is just super awkward. And I feel bad for Tina because it's just, I wanted the
Well,
mom
she she
to
has a happy ending, kind of. She kind of forgets about her mom at the end, but like I feel like if my
oh
mom I feel like if my mom was slaughtered, that's the only thing I'd be able to think about the rest of the entire time.
yeah.
But like she completely has just like a happy ending. Her and Nick at the end just get to
Well,
go.
he's like they don't even really have a moment. It's because it just like cuts to the ambulance. There's this tiny little ambulance,
Yes.
and what I think is funny because she's like Nick, and he's like he's fine, and then she's just put in right next to him, and then he wakes up. He's like ah, and I think that's it. Does he say something? I always
Well,
think that
he
there's something that's
doesn't he
said.
come out to her? He says, "I'm gay." No, I'm just kidding.
Gay.
He's like, "Oh, I'm gay,"
Yeah.
and she's like, "Oh, no, I don't think that's I don't think they say anything. I thought they just like have a nice slow fade to black moment."
Yeah. Brian is saying, I wish Tina and Nick would have been in eight. And, honestly,
Yeah.
I agree because I hate the couple in eight, but I also kind of love to hate them. So I don't know. I do appreciate the fact that they are in it. Um,
I have to
Adrian
watch
is
it again.
asking, hmm?
It's been so long since I've seen the eighth one. I have to watch it again.
Yeah. Adrian is asking, is this a group ranking joined late? Yeah, we're trying to figure out, we're sorting to figure out the average ranking for the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's everyone's favorite? What is it? What's it showing?
My favorite is I well I won't know until we're done.
Oh yeah, true.
We're we'll probably move along faster, so I'll actually end this one now. My favorite is part two for anyone who is interested.
Because of sack face or because of just the
I love that
overall
it's
story?
sack face,
Because
sack
of
head.
sack face, sack
Hey,
face.
sack
Um,
face.
but
Um, no,
is it
I
because of the
think
look of Jason or is it because more
I
of that's
I think that the first two movies are the best because they're filmed in like on the East Coast. It just sort of like
Mhm.
has that vibe to it that I think the rest of the franchise after that doesn't. It just there's something about the atmosphere. And I love Amy Seal. I love Ginny. I love Sackhead. I like most of the characters in that movie. It's just it's a very simple uh entry. It's well edited.
Is
So
that
I
the
don't
one
know.
where
I
he
think
has the
it's
bruised nail?
yeah, that's gross, hey?
Whoa, that sound you just made.
Yeah, matter daddy.
That's scary. That was a little scary.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no, that was gross. That's all I think about is that nail.
Hmm. Yeah, and like what I accidentally slammed a door on my nail when I
Ooh,
was
we've
probably like
yes.
13 and
Hmm.
actually I wonder which one it was now because it was gross and it like eventually fell off. It was all like bloody and blistery and
Yeah.
whatnot and it grew back crooked. Like it was growing back crooked. So I don't know. I forget which because it looks like my thumbnails are like straight now. But I know for the longest time it's just like I'm deformed. I
They're
have
deformed.
a nail that grows like on an angle. So I
Well,
guess it just sorted itself out.
I was on the subway one time and this woman was wearing high heels and she stepped on my foot because and right on my toe and so my nail turned black and blue and came off.
Oh.
And my friend was like, "You know it's going to grow back completely different, right? And it's not going to look the same. It'll never look the same again." I was like
Hmm.
terrified. No, I'll have everyone know that they look just
Hmm.
fine. Just normal. But yeah, that was pretty terrible. Painful thing to lose a nail. It is.
Hmm. I mean, I'm just trying to think of like horror movie deaths where there has been nails that have just been.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. When he's being pulled up the when the guy is being pulled down to the basement and his like nails get pulled backwards as he's
Which
like
one?
scrape in the remake. He's like scraping them
Remake.
down the walls.
Oh, oh, that's the thing that they see at the beginning when they're doing like
Yes.
the little documentary, or it's like the police coming in and like videotaping everything.
His
Right.
nails all break backwards. That was really gross.
Yeah.
And um I was just watching a movie the other day where like someone's like teeth fall out and then he pulls his nails out too, and that was really
Ooh.
gross. That
Yeah.
was really what movie was that?
Nails and teeth and just like all that stuff is
Yeah.
very yucky. I also don't like anything to do with eyes. Which actually like the Kate's death here with the is it a horn or is it like what is
I don't know
like
if
a
it was a
party
funnel.
horn?
Was it a funnel or oh, okay, maybe it was a party horn then.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
like,
it's something. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was a funnel.
But I don't like that. Like it always disturbs me in I forget what movie it is. It's like some Italian movie, but there's like this thing with like a death with an eye and like a spike that just sort of like slowly like going
Mm.
into the eye. Like I can't do that. It's
Uh,
yucky.
did you ever see Evil Dead 2013? Like when the guy he like
Oh
is in the
yeah, the
when
needle.
he's in
Oh
the
yeah, that's
bathroom and the needle,
gross.
yeah, that freaks me and he pulls that out. Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah, it's very yucky.
Oh yeah, and
Very
Silence of the
yucky.
Lambs, Adrian and Craig. I agree. Yes.
Hmm.
Silence of the
Yeah.
Lambs. Good
All right.
call.
Well, part three, beat Jason X. And next up we have part three versus Freddy versus Jason. I'm just gonna stop telegraphing this, and I'll just announce what the thing is at the end. So just keep watching the
How
poll for.
many are left? How many do we have left?
We're not even 50% done, which is why I'm just
Oh.
gonna like go through it a lot faster. But yeah, anything to do with like eye stuff and like Argento films like do eye nastiness a lot, like the like in opera with like the needles under the eyes
Mm.
and like Daria Nicolodi's character gets like shot through the eye through the peephole.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think like anything that is eye related is gross. And I don't in general I don't like paper cuts So anything that's just
Mm.
like anything that like cuts the skin, that's just like not typically
Oh,
something that would be sharp, but just
yeah.
like yeah, like would sting.
I hate veins. So like I
Ooh.
hate veins. So in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, the veins coming out, like that
Oh, that's
grosses me out.
gross. That's gross.
Freddy versus Jason when the veins come out of the guy. Like the same thing happens, I think. And to the
I'm
redhead
trying to
guy.
remember. Right.
It was like the main
Yeah.
character's like best friend. He's like, oh, come on, wake me up, or I don't know what's
Yeah.
happening, but um
Yeah. No, I vaguely
veins
remember
freak me out.
vein. I mean,
Gross.
like even in needles and stuff, like in Halloween 2 when she's getting the shot at the beginning and there's like this close up on it. It's just like, why are you showing us this? And then of course like the doctor when he's spun around in the chair has the needle in his eye. Yeah.
Yes,
Pretty
yes,
gross.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Um Amethyst. It's been far too long since we've spoken Daria Nicolodi's name. Yeah, it has been. I mean, when was the last time like opera would have been the last Argento episode that we covered? Um She's in this movie that I've been like watching a lot of lately called Delirium,
Hmm.
which is kind of like it's it's really fucking weird. It's not great, but I love it like just because of it. Like it feels a little like made for TV, but it's about a like this modeling firm I believe is like what it is, and it's just like their models start getting murdered by this like mysterious serial killer, and Daria Nicolodi
Fun.
is like the CEO's assistant, like her main assistant who lives with her, and she's got like the short hair and the bangs, like it's just like very much like circa late 80s Daria Nicolodi, that like very much like looks like her in opera. Um, but let's see. Not horror film, but the opening scene of Wild with Reese Witherspoon removing her big toenail is something I skip every time, says
Ew.
Craig. I've never seen it. I don't think I need to see Reese Witherspoon removing her
No.
toenail. Yeah, that's gross. That's gross. All right.
Um, yeah, and then does Jason look oh you already told me he looks different in the next movie. So they didn't like
Yeah.
keep
No,
continuity of how he looks in
he
the next one.
always looks different. Like he's never got the
Yeah.
same look twice.
Yeah.
It's wild.
How about outfit wise too? Like is he like does his clothes switch up a lot? I know it does in the first two movies, obviously,
Yeah.
because it's
Well, I
not
mean,
him in the
like,
first one.
yeah, he's just
Um,
like a child and
yeah.
or like the vision of the child.
And
But
then
like
he's in overalls, right? In the second
he's
one?
in, yeah, in overalls. He has like a wispy red hair in two, and then like he's bald in the second one, and he's doesn't have
Hmm.
the overalls or the like the plaid shirt. He's now got like a
Hmm.
green jacket. So
Yeah.
it's yeah, the consistency is not there, and it's never been there.
I like a big Jason. Like when I think of Jason, I think of a the bigger the better. Like I think of a
Yeah.
big maybe that's why I liked him in Freddy versus Jason because
Just a
whoever they
big
got for
hunk
that,
of
he's just
man.
huge. Yeah, I
Come and
like him
get me.
huge. Just
Yeah.
huge. Your
Hmm.
biceps are huge. Kiss me.
Yeah.
Um
Do you ever see that like
and
artwork where people like sexualize like all the big horror movie killers? So there's just like
well
Jason
always
Voorhees
the
with these
Scream one.
yeah. There's a lot of like the ghost faces and just sort of
Yeah.
like in underwear. And there's like one of Michael Myers and
Hmm.
he's got his coveralls like zipped down to his navel and just like sort of like
Hmm.
doing like a Burt Reynolds pose.
Ha, I haven't seen it, but
Yeah.
sounds good.
You can look for them. There's so many. Yeah. They're just it always reminds me of that girl in Halloween 6 that we hear on the radio and she's just like, "Oh, Michael Myers is so uninhibited. Like I just I want to be with him." And they're like, "Okay, okay."
That's funny.
Uh
But Michael Myers is definitely more of your franchise, right? Halloween
oh
or
yeah, for sure.
than a
No,
Friday.
I would put Friday the 13th to me is like these are not good movies. Like these are just like bottom of they're not bottom of the barrel. I think that like the first Friday the 13th, I think the first one actually doesn't get the credit that it deserves. I think that it's probably like one of the better ones in the franchise, at least for my ranking. Um, but it almost like perfected the formula, or at least like not like Halloween is the gold standard, but Friday the 13th came and they're like, we're gonna make the best imitation that we can of this. And it just like they somehow like got it, whereas like all these other movies that came out and tried to make their own sort of like holiday slasher or whatever theme it was, and it didn't get all the ingredients the way
Yeah.
that it needed to.
Well,
So
one thing I didn't like about the first one, and I know it's because they couldn't
mm,
show who the killer was the POV. I don't like the killer POV. I think that that's a
yeah.
little like cheesy. I'd rather not see that.
Well, yeah, they definitely it started off as more of a mystery.
Yes.
And
Like a
I
who done
think
it
that
kind of thing.
yeah, which is crazy because the first movie, it's like Pamela Voorhees is never presented as a viable suspect. So it's kind of like it's cheating
Hmm. But
as
it's
a murder
clever.
mystery. And then in part two, I think that it's more so like upfront, like you get the idea that it's Jason very quickly because that's sort of like the ending of part one of just like he's still there. Part five, they tried to do a mystery because it was just like who's pretending to be Jason at this point. But that was the last time I could think of. It's, so just really those two movies, I imagine.
Wait, is that so true? Is that so true? Is it true
That's
that in is that so true? Um, in one of the movies, it's not Jason, it's like somebody else.
yes, it is Roy Burns in part five.
And why is that? See, I don't know if I maybe I didn't see that one.
You didn't see part five,
I didn't see
no.
part five. No, I
Because
stopped at four.
Jason
Yes.
because Jason is killed by Corey Feldman in part four, and he's like dead for good. So then,
Hmm.
and Tommy, the character, uh, developed like crazy ass PTSD and saw visions of him, and it was almost like did Jason's essence or like the horror pass over to Tommy, and now he's the killer, or is it
Hmm.
somebody else who's
Oh,
sort
so
of
it's kind
like,
of like
yeah,
a Halloween 4 type of thing? Like, did it pass on to
no,
like did Michael Myers pass on to the little girl?
no. It's a situation where like someone is violently killed and the their death is avenged, but in the form of a hockey mask killer that has blue chevrons rather than the red ones.
Ah.
Yeah. And then people really didn't like that, so they're like, okay, we need to bring back Jason.
If you thought Scream 7 got torn up on social media, imagine Friday 5 if it came out today. Who the hell is Roy? And who cares?
Oh my God. Yeah, like that's the thing. Like these movies like this would just get crucified in terms of like anything online.
Hmm.
Whereas I feel like now, just because like these movies are remembered so fondly that people are like very protective of them.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What would be your version of like I guess like a Scream 7 for like you're more familiar with the Nightmare movies.
Not all of them. Like I really I'm only
Oh
familiar with
wow.
like yeah, only like the fourth one and
Hmm.
uh yeah, I feel like the fourth one I've seen the most, but I've like never really seen the fifth one. I've never really seen the sixth one.
Hmm.
Um, but are you
Who
asking like
are you? Who
what
are
is
you?
I don't know. I think it's just because like that era of horror.
Yeah.
I was much more of like the 90s, like in
Yeah.
that I loved that kind of stuff. Like I knew Did Last Summer is my jam. I'll
No,
defend that movie
absolutely.
till the end of time.
Yeah. Well, I think that like what's interesting is that I Know What You Did Last Summer is kind of like the Friday the 13th to Scream's Halloween. What I
Yes.
mean, yes, in the sense that like Halloween came and kind of like
Mm.
reinvigorated the genre, even though like, Black Christmas kind of, did it first, but like Halloween like really kind of like blew
Popularized
doors
it. Yeah.
open where like in the same way that Scream did, and then like Friday the 13th was kind of like the first big imitator, whereas I mean, I Know What You Did Last Summer doesn't really imitate Scream. There is some like meta elements to it, but I think that it was more of just the 90s marketing and how they were just like, okay, we're gonna do like, you know, the CW cast or like the WB,
Yeah.
the
Well,
Frog.
because Kevin wrote it first, so it's like that whole
Yeah.
whodunit, that whole like that very popularized whodunit trope wasn't like a thing yet when he wrote I Knew You Did Last Summer. So like
Hmm.
I feel like that became a bigger deal when Scream came out. You had to kind of have like a whodunit mystery at the end of every movie.
Yeah.
And so like it just didn't really work for I Knew You Did Last Summer. Like it kind of did, but like
Yeah.
they had to really like force that in.
Well, there's a lot of similarities to the movies as well, because it's just like Ben Willis is not like introduced as a character throughout the movie. So it's like,
I
he's
know.
he's a parent who's like avenging his I mean, it starts off he's like avenging his daughter's death, but then it's like, well, you shits ran me off the road, so I'm gonna, fuck you up too.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
then
just kind of like
then the sequel you find out he was actually always a murderer all along, and he
murderer.
he was a murderer on a
Yeah.
tropical island with his wife.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so that's a little ridiculous, but
Yeah, I can't hear the word murderer now without thinking of that bitch.
murderer.
Murderer! We know what you did last
Yeah.
summer. Yeah.
And then
Hmm.
you've seen Shriek,
No,
right? Oh my
no. Shriek if I
God.
Know What You Did.
Yeah, last Friday the
Yeah.
13th. So I actually just watched a whole video on that movie. And so they actually started filming that before Scary Movie came out. Like that was
Hmm.
and then Scary Movie just beat them to the punch. Like Miramax
Wow.
had the money, so they beat them to releasing it. But plus it was funnier. It was way funnier. Um
It's funnier than Scary Movie?
no, I think Scary Movie is funnier.
Oh, okay.
Shriek is like very it feels very like student film, but it's good. It has Julie
Yeah.
Benz. It has a good cast in it. It's just
Yeah.
a little more budget. Feels like a budget. But someone has a Chucky joke and he's like, "Want to play?" It's the kid from Beans from Even Stevens. Did you ever see that?
No.
He plays
No.
Chucky in Shriek. It's pretty good.
Yeah. No, Scary Movie 6 will be fun. I wonder if, I mean, it feels like there wouldn't be anything Friday the 13th in there because they're going to do Scream and they're going to do like everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do requels.
Ma.
Oh my God. Yeah, I love that we get to see her. She's dressed as Ma and obviously
Uh-huh.
Laurie Strode 2018. So
Sinners.
oh yeah, Sinners, The
A little bit of
Substance.
Sinners.
Um,
And it looked like John Wick it looks like when she's fighting with him
okay.
with the dildos, that's giving John Wick, I
Oh,
think.
it's giving.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she has like a suit on. Like at first I thought she was just playing herself from the first movie because she has the long black hair again, but I think
Yeah.
she's playing like John Wick.
Yeah. And there's your Terrifier that was there as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
There's just the when did Scary Movie 4 come out? Because I know the fifth one didn't really have much to do with
Yeah, it was actually Tisdale,
yeah,
I think.
yeah.
The fourth one was The Grudge. That one was
Right.
so
And Saw.
it must have been yeah, so it must have been like 2006
Yeah.
or 2007,
So
something
it's
like
been
that.
like 20 years.
I think 2006 because then she did House Bunny and oh no, that was 2009. Hmm.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Have you covered the Terrifier films?
No, I've only seen the second one.
Yeah. The third one's pretty good. I think you might like the third one. The first one's a little rough.
Okay.
The first one's giving like Buffy season
The
one.
thing like with Buffy season one, I visually I liked what Terrifier 2 was doing. Like it just like it had a very unique like there is so much detail and like it's just like a very like gorgeous looking film and like gory and bloody and all that. It was very long, very self-indulgent. Like it was one of those things where
Mm,
it's like, I think that if you had like trimmed off maybe like 30, 40 minutes of this movie, it would have
mm.
been better. But I mean, like that's the thing. Like it's not in my
No,
wheelhouse.
the end goes on way, way too long. It's
Yeah,
very self-indulgent.
yeah,
Um, but the third one I think is a little bit better.
yeah. Terrifier 2 needed to read The Room and not be 2.5 hours long.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
can't do the bedroom scene. That whole bedroom death scene. I know people think it's funny because it's just so extreme, but I can't watch it. It's too much for me.
Isn't there something like there's like a head that's like scooped out and then there's like candy that's put in it and then he's like handing out the candy from the head
That's
to
yeah,
the
that's the
kids?
mom. That's the girl's mom. But like,
Okay.
but just seeing him like like rip open the girl's hand, and then there's like there's salt and like the wound and like bleach
Oh.
and then she's still alive and she's like, oh, like it's just so gross. It's so
Yeah.
gross.
Okay, so we had to skip ahead a little bit so we could get all the rest of the votes
Phew.
in. But we
Yeah.
have the poll. So pardon us for the sudden jump here. But yeah, we've tallied everything together, and the
Hmm.
sorting app has let us know that this is the ranking based on the average of the Patreon listeners here. So in last place, 12, is Jason Goes to Hell. In 11th place is Jason X. In 10th place is Jason Takes Manhattan. In ninth place is the remake. Oh, that's
Oh,
surprising. Yeah.
wow, pretty low.
Yeah. In eighth place is Jason Lives,
Jason
which
lives.
also seems kind of low. In seventh place is A New Beginning. In sixth place is Freddy versus Jason. In fifth place is the original. In fourth place is part three. In third
Oh,
place is The New Blood. In second place is part two. And in first place is the final chapter.
so this is everyone's like third favorite movie?
This
Final
is the
chapter.
average third favorite movie
Wow. Of all of them.
of all of them, of just like who's here with us tonight in
True.
the chat. So
That's
this was
so
a
true.
fun little experiment. Absolutely. You had something to say about the pearls again?
No, I was gonna say my favorite part of this entire movie has to be Melissa and her weird brag about the pearls. Like she literally says like on my last birthday, my daddy goes, Melissa, you've been the perfect daughter to the best little girl in all the world. I'm like, she talks about her dad and these pearls for like
Yeah.
20 minutes at
But I
this
thought,
weird party.
but you were also talking about like when she gets like the chokehold and
Oh,
the
so
pearls like
then, oh,
snap.
so
Yeah.
that's like, yeah, so that's a later scene. And I thought that was cool. I'm like, Tina uses her magic powers, her telekinesis to like break the necklace. And I don't know if it's like grabbing her by the throat, Melissa, because she's like immediately, and the
Yeah.
necklace kind of like stretches and snaps, and then she immediately just jumps onto the floor, collects all the pearls because they're real pearls. So she collects them all and like angrily looks over at the door, but I'm like, doesn't say a word. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
She like, doesn't.
It's like well, because the pearls aren't choking her. I was like saying that
They're
it's like
not.
it's like
Something's choking her.
she's got like a Darth Vader death grip on her, but then the pearls snap. But it's like Melissa knows, and like people have to have known. Like they just witnessed this, and nobody. You were saying nobody talks about it ever again.
No, they never bring it up again. Like
Yeah.
they all witnessed this like pretty wild
Yeah, and
event.
no one, well, they're so stoned. They don't give a sh like everyone has their priorities. Like
They do.
Ben and Kate are just trying to hook up, and Robin and Eddie are trying to, that's her name, right? Robin, the
Is Robin with the
bangs.
bangs?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Robin with the
bangs.
bangs. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're just want to get stoned. Maddie wants to get pretty.
yeah.
Uh
Teen
uh
Witch.
she wants to get Teen Witch. Your favorite, Sandra Russell, party of two, right this way. And Russell, ah ha ha ha, ah ha ha.
No, she just is so crazy. It's
She
just,
just wants to take off her
do you need
clothes
a
and yeah,
formal invitation?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
who
don't
else?
remember. Yeah, and
All the
then there's
boys.
all the boys. Well,
Eddie
fuck,
and
what's his
David.
name? Is it David? Is David the
David's
writer?
David is the one that the girl who Maddie, the one that like wants to be pretty. Like when she goes outside, she's like, David. I think she's looking for David.
Oh, that's David. I thought that was
David,
Eddie.
yes. No, I think
See,
she's looking for
the
David.
whole episode, like everyone's just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, we were mixing up the boys,
Yeah,
but but it's okay because
we're
she's
mixing
looking
up.
for David. But I think her best friend Bangs, I think she's with David upstairs.
Is that David?
So I think David,
David?
I
Yeah,
think both girls, she's like, you said that we'd come on this trip and have fun. And it's like whoever can fuck David first is the winner, apparently.
that's the thing. Okay,
Yeah.
and he's like, "All aboard the something express." Like taking off now. Like he's the one. He's the one that's just like hunter gatherer needs to
Yes.
find sustenance.
That's the one that all the girls want. And then
Yeah.
Melissa just leads on Eddie. She just like she's
That's
the one that
Eddie.
because
Okay.
he plays along with her joke with the straitjacket and
Yeah.
right before the pearls break. And
He's just the
so
goofball and she well she's sitting in bed. She's like,
ow.
this is like this isn't what I thought it would be. Like she's so
Cause she
committed to
at first she's
making
like, ouch, your watch. And he's like,
yeah.
oh sorry.
Well, her whole thing is like because she wants to sleep with Nick, and he's flat out said like I don't even like you because she's like it's not about love, and he's like I don't even or no, it's like I don't even like you, Melissa. It's not about love or like or
Melissa has a
whatever.
lot of
Yeah.
like Melissa has so many like of those lines in this movie where she
Hmm.
thinks she's like so cool. She thinks she eats this entire movie. Like
She's
um I
diabolical.
forgot what she said
Yeah.
when Nick is looking for her earlier in the movie and she's like, "All love is at war." I don't know. She has like some straight something when love's at war.
Mm.
It's a phrase. It's like some like classic trope phrase, but I don't know. I'm like,
Yeah.
who? What is this like weird old woman in a young girl's body
Yeah.
with
With
her
her
pearls,
pearls.
with her
Yeah.
pearls and her like
Well,
weird phrases that like no one says
what I was gonna say is like she's clearly like repelling this dude
completely.
because she either she's a bitch or he's gay, we don't know, but she's like her solution to like make him jealous is to sleep with this other dude, and it's like her whole arc doesn't make any sense to me because it's just like this is clearly not winning. You've lost to Tina. Just accept it, you know.
Doesn't she say something about love and war? Doesn't she says like all's fair with love and war?
All
Like
is
something,
fair.
it's like
Maybe,
what? Like
yeah.
yeah, she has some phrase that she thinks she eats, and it's like, girl,
Yeah.
you think you're
Yeah.
so cool, but why are you
But
even hanging out
that's
with these people?
that's what it goes back to. It's just like nobody in this group is compatible.
No, she seems
Uh
like she would be with a group of girls like popular girls, mean
yeah.
girls. I don't know, classic trope.
Yeah. Was she sitting out like when we first meet her, she's sunbathing with Sandra.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "So, what do you think about Nick?" And she does the thing with her sunglasses where she just like lifts them up or like pushes them down. She's like, "Gee, I haven't noticed."
Yeah.
And then like there goes the neighborhood when Tina arrives.
What does that mean? There goes the
I
neighborhood.
don't know. It's just one of those old timey things.
Exactly.
That is what the kids were saying in the late 90s when this
Was
takes
it,
place.
or is it what like the older writers thought kids were saying? Like, is
I don't
that what
know.
the situation actually is?
Well, I think it's fabulous. But that's
Well,
just,
you know, her confidence is what sells it. The way
yeah.
she says it is like with so much vigor that I'm like, you know what?
Do you think
Say
she's a
whatever you want.
Leo?
I think she's definitely a Leo.
Yeah.
I think she's a Leo. Yeah, I think 100%. That's why at
Yeah.
first I was like, am I Melissa? But I was like, no,
Am
she's just
I
unnecessarily mean for no reason. It's just ridiculous.
my Melissa is how
Yeah.
she would say it. And I'm
And
like,
like my daddy says I have a golden pussy. No.
I'm a golden
Uh,
a golden pussy.
I have a golden
I'm
pussy.
I want a goose that lays golden eggs.
I'm the best girl in all the world.
Yeah. We
It's
just
like,
need like
okay.
the posh British version of Friday the 13th.
It's like, well, what does your daddy say when he
Yeah.
gave you your pearls?
Yeah. Alrighty. I think that now is the good time to get to the cherry picker.
It's not like we kill people on purpose.
Alrighty. Last week we asked you who deserves to die the most in Scream 7. So Scream 7 spoilers if you have
Mm-hmm.
not yet seen it. I nominated drama teacher George Willis. You nominated Jessica Bowden. And
Yes.
across Patreon, Instagram, and YouTube, the final tally was 421 for drama teacher versus 298 for Jessica Bowden.
Oh my God, everyone wants this drama teacher to die?
Well, he should have. He should
He
have.
was because he was a little snot, right?
He was a little
He was a
snotty.
little
Yeah.
snot. He brought up her mom for no reason. I thought you'd be more like your mother.
Yeah. Why are you so
Um,
obsessed with Sydney Prescott? Uh, Chief Chief Brew. Jessica got what was coming to her. The drama teacher was just a total dick to Tatum for no reason. She's playing a dog, dude. I don't know how her mom's trauma is really supposed to inform that role.
Right? I know. More
Yeah.
grit, more grit.
More grit for your
Yeah,
dog.
specifically for
Yeah.
this. And why is there even a dog role? What a stupid
And what
role.
is it like this costume? And
Yeah,
yeah,
like
it's just
why does she have to say woof? Why is that important to the play? No, that
I
was a
don't
silly
know.
play.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the whole play was just
Yeah, dumb.
ridiculous. Yeah. Dumb, 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 dumb. Billy Box 87 both sucked. I picked Jessica because on top of everything, she used the word Pilates.
Hmm.
Uh, state fan, or maybe that's Stab 8 fan. I can't tell. Can I vote for the third act? No.
Oh god, that's the best. Actually, that was the right answer.
Jazzy boo. I picked the teacher because he was an asshole for no reason. And because I couldn't pick the last act of the movie, and Jessica was a nothing burger who got what she deserved at the end of the day. Fear queer horror guru, and still they let the drama teacher survive. So technically, there were 8 survivors for Scream 7. Too many people survived. Spidey fan, 1990. The drama teacher made me laugh with his understudy lines, so that saves him. Thomas Baker. They did a Mickey in this movie, but I'm going the drama teacher. He didn't even in the movie that much. I'm appear in the movie that much. I'll fill in the blanks. Yeah, I
Mhm.
do it all the time. I like will type things out and then I'll look back at it after I've posted it or sent a text and I'll be like, oh, I totally forgot like the key word. Um,
Right? I know, it's like, why
uh,
do we do that?
Lexi Machinsky. What you don't know is that the dog's mother was hunted down by a series of serial dog killers. She really needed that moment before to draw the box out of her. He was just trying to capture the raw fire of Nana from Peter Pan. Ray 10B73. I feel like the drama teacher is Roman's son. I don't know if the age
Um,
thing works. They're probably like 10 years apart, if
what
that.
was this? What was it again? The the
The
the
drama
comment?
teacher is Roman's son.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, no.
Um, but I do see a lot of people in the chat right now asking if it's supposed to be Peter Pan. I don't think so. I know it was inspired by Peter Pan. Kevin
Yeah.
Williamson, in the interview I watched today, he said that he got the whole idea because he did Peter Pan in school, and like so he's had that idea in his head for like 20 something years to like
Hmm.
have someone be flying across and get cut up.
Yeah.
So I think the play was inspired by Peter Pan, but there's no character of like Kate Mechanic Grace's
Wendy.
character. Yeah, like Wendy
Yeah.
doesn't fly and sing that song, so
No.
I think it's
I
just a
think she's supposed
generic
to
play
be
that he made.
Tinkerbell. Yeah.
True, but like that doesn't happen in I don't know.
No.
Maybe, but I don't know, maybe it was Peter Pan. I think it was supposed to be just a generic play though.
Oh, Peter. Peter. Uh, Tim Big. Jessica had a motive. The drama teacher was just a D-bag.
Hmm.
Scriforum ONW. I loved that his last name was Willis, but his line, "You're Sidney Prescott's daughter," was extremely cringy. The understudy line was funny,
Mm.
though. Tiona S. I really liked the movie until the hoods came off. I honestly didn't even know who Marco was for about 10 seconds. Anyway, I'm voting for Jessica. This was the most what the hell straight out of left field motive of all the movies. Sidney and Tatum gave her a nice send off, though. Jock Squad, cherry on top is for Tim McKay's flirtatious, pouty lips. But
That's
for
hilarious.
Cherry Picker, the drama teacher was snide to the point of abusive and was giving failed actor becomes high school drama teacher vibes, a useless red herring to boot. He probably rage lisped at a poor student to mop up the on-stage innards after the Pine Grove PD left. I always wonder who cleans up that stuff, you know? Or do they have to like
Hmm,
put it in bags and take it to the coroners?
totally.
Um, just something interesting to know.
Bags of gore. Yeah.
Sir Magnus, trust me, if you did theater, those teachers and directors do not hold back. I'm surprised most people don't know this. Trust me. Taejon C. Jessica for being a shitty mother and killer. Bring back real stew. Total Rotals. The teacher. Such a missed opportunity. He clearly lives nearby, just off him in the neighborhood in the third act. Michael Diamond, the drama teacher, because that Sydney Prescott's daughter line was crazier than Jessica. Lloyd J., the teacher, worried about an understudy, Gail. The guy got gutted. Jartist. I have to vote for Jessica. I was strongly considering the drama teacher as he was the worst kind of self-centered evil queen and lacked empathy for anything outside of his production. A death would have given his inclusion more relevance aside from being a weak red herring. That being said, Jessica
Yeah.
needed to go. She kind of is responsible for ruining the third act of a otherwise really fun time. She was a victim that totally twisted the message of Sydney's book and used it as an excuse to kill. She really thought Sydney would approve of murder. We can't 100% feel for her as a survivor of abuse because she became an abuser and victimizer herself, which is worse. I wish that they had said she became an abuser of survivors. A survivor of abuse to abuser of survivors. She
Yeah.
even murdered her son in the most brutal way, whose crime was reminding her of his father. Heck, we don't even know if her late husband was actually even abusive, given how unhinged she is. You kind of have to wonder what really happened there. And if he was, this implies that her killing her son is also her murdering a possible survivor of abuse, if he was alive during the alleged abuse. It's just really sad, and her selfishness was beyond corrosive.
I don't know. The
Sean,
kid didn't seem that bad. He just seemed like he was a punky little teenager, and like, she's like, you remind me too much of your dad. Like, what? That seemed like a lame excuse. You just were couldn't wait to kill your kid.
sure.
Sure.
Sean Princick, would it be okay to vote for Tatum instead? She was
Huh.
beyond worthless and super bland. Her two friends had so much more personality. Also, I felt the woman who died in the opening had so much more fight in her and had more final girl energy than any of the other new
Hmm.
characters. That ending was so lackluster after all the grand finale Scream has done so far. This one really lacked any imagination or visual interest. I liked that the film was open to giving Sydney shit for not being in Scream 6. That way we can address the greedy elephant in the room and move on. I still miss Barrera and Ortega so much. Hopefully there will be a return crossover in Scream 12 where the sisters can come back to team up with Sydney and her indestructible husband. Um, I liked the girl in the opening set. They were fun. Those were some of my favorite characters in the movie. I don't agree that the friends were better than Tatum though. That's I'm not g- Well, I mean,
I like McKenna Grace, but you just didn't really know much
where
about
was the
her.
character? Yeah,
Yeah,
she was great. Yeah.
she like had a little tiny, not arc, but a little tiny thing of like pretending to be a diva. Like that was
Yeah.
part of her character was that she just pretends to be a diva. She's not really a diva
Yeah.
though. But I'm
She's
like,
a divas. I wonder if
they gave her
she has a Reiki instructor named Fleur.
Fleur. And you know that you know that she loves to party. She never got to have her party, but she brought it up
Yeah.
every chance she could.
She could
So
not shut up about she's also talking about edibles and she watches all the stab movies and blah blah blah. You know what line I love when she's just like, "What the fuck?" When she's
did you
swinging
like
and
that? See, I don't know. I almost don't like when there's like a little bit of comedy thrown in. Like,
I liked it because the whole movie is just crazy to me. So it
yeah,
was like,
not
yeah, I was
dumb. I
just
don't think
like,
the movie's
sure.
dumb, but I
It's
think,
not dumb,
yeah,
no.
it's not dumb.
It's just like
But
you know,
it
if it
was
was
silly.
going if it but if because of what it was, it would have been fun. Like if Sarah Michelle Gellar in Scream 2 with like, you know, he came bursting out of the closet and she just turned around and just like, "What the fuck?" and then just
I know,
started running like
right?
that would be bad. But
It would be
yeah.
so bad. I don't know. I just don't really like when like because it almost reminds me of Annika when she's on the ladder and she's like, "What?" Like I don't know. It just like
What?
it's just almost dumb. Like you wouldn't say that. Like and I almost feel like, well, I guess maybe you would say "what the fuck" as you're
Yeah.
flying around the room. I guess that's accurate.
The
But
there
yeah,
speaking of the latter thing, there's something that like people have posted, which
what?
I think is hilarious. It's just like a clip of the scene, and it just shows that like Sam takes a moment to like let go of the ladder to fix her hair.
Oh yeah, that's so. Did
Yeah.
she? Oh my God, I have to
Yes.
rewatch it. That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah.
like, let's
Yeah. There we
go
go. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
fix
We're
it.
good.
Hold on, it's
Uh,
just bothering me a little bit.
Yeah, Jesse Raycat. I nominate the drama teacher. P.S. Zach, I watched all of Melrose Place because of you. Oh my God, yes. It was really good when they were trying to kill each other. See? Now I laugh even harder in that episode of Seinfeld. Did Jane's fiance kidnap Sydney and take her to Las Vegas? And if so, did she enjoy it? The answer is yes and yes, by the way. I am Solomon. My best friend both thought it would have been more interesting if the drama teacher had the obsession with Sydney and became Ghostface to motivate Tatum through trauma to be a fighter, like her mother. I said if Jessica had gave more hints or clues throughout the movie how she tried to model herself after Sydney, then she would have been a little more interesting, but because of how underwhelming the reveal was, Jessica gets the axe. Next,
Mm.
do more ninjaing and maybe you'd stand a chance against Sydney past my prime. My ass. Silent Saturn. Jessica was meh as a general character and utterly terrible as Ghostface, but then so was the movie she's in, so maybe she's just going with the
Oh,
flow.
oh.
Dunno. What?
I was like, oh,
Oh,
yeah,
dunno if I can fault her for that. Axe her, axe the movie and the franchise while you're at it. It's just pandering to the crazy Twitter crowd at this point, ticking off boxes of what fanatics want to see with no spirit or identity of its own. It ended with five for me. Vixenella pops. I'm going Jessica on this one for the fact that I knew she was going to be the killer before even watching the film, as they said nothing about Anna Camp's character leading up to it. She killed her own
Mm.
son and had the worst motive in the entire franchise. Aka, excuse me. Very good.
Well, especially really quick, just especially because of watching that Kevin Williamson interview where like he admitted to kind of feeling pressure of not really knowing what to do with like for a motive. Like
Yeah.
that kind of is a little bit of a bummer. Like it's kind of a like how he was like, we've done revenge, we've done this, we've done that. So like, we and by now we always know that the third act has to have a big reveal and a big thing. So I feel like that pressure is kind of like a downer because then that maybe
Yeah.
is what informed their creation of Anna Camp's character.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Grant Dempsey voting for the drama teacher. The understudy line was fun, but the Sidney Prescott's daughter line cancels it out so much. As for Jessica, her motives real muddy. But it doesn't make any less sense than Bailey somehow concealing his identity and being a police detective. And as
True.
much as I can enjoy Dermot Mulroney's scene chomping after Bailey's reveal, I think Anna Camp's post-reveal performance is smoother. And I definitely prefer Marco over Ethan and Quinn. I can't believe those of y'all who saw Marco take off his mask and had no idea who he was as soon as a lone orderly came claimed to recognize Stu. It was a given that either Stu was alive or that fucking guy was one of the ghost faces. Dude never left my mind from the moment he said, "Oh yeah, that's John." Anyway, one thing I kind of like about this
Hmm.
movie's killers is that I don't know. I don't think they actually intended to get away with it. I think all three of them really just want to kill Sydney and some other people and then die or go to prison. That's kind of unhinged
Hmm.
that no other Ghostface has been. Even Mickey, who wants to get caught, just intends the resulting trial to be sort of a getaway. Even makes me forgive the muddiness of Jessica's motive a bit because it's just not really a rational group this time. Her motive is incoherent, and Marco and Carl are a couple of psychopathic tag-alongs. I get a bit of an it's scarier when there's no motive kick out of it all, and I appreciate this final act for just being different. Jessica and Marco are
Hmm.
no real threats to Sydney, and the movie has fun showing that. Overall, I actually prefer Seven over VI at six for all of you who hate when I
Yeah.
announce or just say the whole letters. Uh, anywho, I guess I get first dibs here with Friday, part seven. And
But this has happened numerous times now where I feel like you've won, but in the comments I've won. It's like so funny. Like I feel like people are more
yeah,
vocal on my side, but then you win.
that's true. Oh, by the way, we need the cherry on top. I almost forget that was a long list of of messages there. So, who do we think?
Oh, so for the cherry on top, I said I said Jason himself because I thought he was really cool.
Oh,
Or Amanda because I just like her as the mom. Like,
Amanda.
Tina, yeah, I just loved her.
I mean,
But who else was it? Or
I would,
Melissa.
I would, Melissa. I mean, I would say Tina, but
I
no,
don't
we
know.
can
I
go
didn't
for
like.
Jason.
I don't like Tina. Like I don't know. I think she's like a little like weird. Like she's just kind of like
She's
moping
kind
around the
of
whole movie. She's like,
mopey.
"Mom, he just wants to send me to the hospital." The whole
Yeah,
hospital thing.
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think
What about
Tina's the
Nick
cherry.
for like washing and pressing her
Oh,
shirt? How chivalrous.
Ni
Um,
Nick is pretty great. I think Nick is pretty
mhm.
great.
But it sounds like Jason is the clear winner here.
I think he was just so cool in this movie. I don't know. He looked cool.
Yeah.
He was strong. He was like big. He was Kane Hodder.
Look, Jason was having a nice nap until this bitch came and woke him up. You know, of
Yeah.
course he's gonna be mad. There's just like
Yeah.
just I'm just trying to find a way to justify murder. Murderer. I don't that's just always gonna be a thing. Yeah, so I agree, Jason. And I think that for my pick of the cherries, I would go for Dr. Cruz
Damn
because
it.
F that guy. Damn what?
I was gonna pick Dr. Cruz, but no,
Oh,
because he's
shit.
terrible. So no, you're absolutely
He's
right.
pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and all he wanted to do was exploit this girl. Like literally day one that
Yeah.
they arrive at the
Yeah.
campsite, he's like, "Come on, Dana!" Like he's just screaming at
He
her in the
didn't even
face.
have a key to get in. He had to wait for them to drive up before they would open the door.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even
I don't,
trust him in the house without him. Yeah.
and the mom is like so obsessed with him. But so I guess who deserves to die the most? I would say Melissa then, because she's just terrible. She brags about her dad, which is weird, loving
It's
her so much. And
so
she spies on people. She is weird. And she thinks she eats with all
she
these
thinks
different
she
phrases.
yeah.
And she let on that poor Eddie. And then she just like snuck out. She ran her ass out while he's downstairs and he's like on the couch. She like sneaks out, tiptoes out. I'm like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
She's just like,
I'm
bye.
surprised because you were about to nominate her for Cherry on Top.
Well,
And I would have
because it's kind of both. It's like I hate her, but I also like think that
you
she's just like
love to hate her.
I love to hate her, but I
Yeah.
was gonna no, so I wrote Dr. Cruz as my number one, but because you chose him, I have to go with Melissa because I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's how it works.
yeah,
I'm
that's
surprised
how it
though that
works.
you didn't choose Sandra.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
damn it! I th I can't go back now, but no, I think Melissa deserves it more because
Yeah.
Sandra wasn't a bad person. She was just annoying, and she was just
Yeah.
whereas Melissa's a nasty piece of work, and
Yeah.
she
I
died
love
one.
you're going for the morals.
I have to go
Yeah.
for the morals because I'm like, God, no, you're right. Sandra is annoying as hell, but I don't know if she deserved to die.
Yeah. All right. So thank you, Amethyst, for giving us their full name. So the choice is between Dr. Chris Cruz. Chris
Mm-hmm.
Cruz. Is it Christopher
Ah.
Cruz or Chris Cruz? Just Chris Cruz in.
Chris Cruz.
Or Melissa Power.
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 Power. Power. Or just
Melissa
like
Power.
purr.
Or is it
She's the
Power?
she's the cat's meow. Anyway, you can vote on Patreon. Even if you are not subscribed over there, head over and it's a free vote. So if you want to get extra votes in there, and who knows if you are, even supporting freely, consider upgrading, and you get to do fun things like hang out here
Yeah.
and tell us what the ranking for the Friday the 13th franchise is. There's also Instagram, so at the Cherry Picker Pod, you can vote there, and then of course on YouTube. And if you prefer to listen to the podcast instead, the RSS feed link is in the descriptions down below. Tim McKay, where can they find you on the socials?
On Instagram at Tim McKay Beauty. Thank you.
And you
That's
can
it.
find me on my main YouTube channel, Zach Cherry, Zack space Cherry. I am retro bitch face, all one word on Instagram and Letterboxd, and also Zach Cherry 8 on Twitter, where sometimes I get spicy.
Woo.
Not usually, but
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 sometimes.
only when I'm nitpicky. But Yeah, what's going on next week? Do you remember?
Are we doing Demon Knight?
We're doing Demon Knight.
Yes, I'm
Demon
excited
Knight
to see
is
that for the
coming.
first time. I have never seen it. I've seen Bordello of Blood, and they're not connected, but they're both
They're both
it's like an
Tales of the
anthology,
Crypt.
right? Yeah, because Tales
Yeah,
okay, so
Pacific Presents.
I can't wait. So
There
this will
you
be
go.
fun.
All right. Anyway, thank you for watching and listening, and we will be right back.